Hello, folks. Welcome. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing great. It's a pleasure to have you all in. Welcome to Tek Talk Tuesday.
Yes, hello, how are you? Welcome. It is Tuesday here, but it might be Wednesday wherever you are. Well, it doesn't really matter. Tek Talk Tuesday or Wednesday, all it matters is that you are here. And today we're going to be sharing loads of information, guys. Everything from the newest numbers on YouTube, Facebook, as well as some pretty funny news going around. And at the end, guys, we're going to share you new policy changes on YouTube. Brand new, just came out yesterday. So all new information for you, hopefully, and we are sure it will help you to be better YouTubers on YouTube.
That's right, guys. A lot of information, folks. A lot of information. We're going to ask you guys, you can help us out. Hit the like button, tweet out, tell friends. We were getting some major throttling. I'm going to ask you guys that are in here that's been in since the beginning. Were you guys booted off out of here a couple of times by any chance? Just curious. If you were, just say, yeah, I was booted or something like that. I'm just curious to see. You guys can let us know. It'd be much appreciated. Gotta love YouTube. But nonetheless, got a lot of great people in here. It's lagging a bit. Yeah, I changed to the backup server, but I think it's more at play than just that by the look of the numbers. But nonetheless, I'm going to ask you guys to help us hit it with all you got. Hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends. The more the merrier, the better the conversation. This is our favorite night of the week where we just get to hang with you guys, talk shop with you all. We're all helping each other. It's a respectful place. If you're new here, whether you just got into YouTube or you've been into it for a while, whether you have 20 subscribers, 20,000, 200,000, there's always something for everybody. And actually, there's usually that kind of a representation in here. And you get all kinds of channels. Big channels sometimes are really looking to hear from up-and-coming channels that just got into it. Because you're fresh out of the door, new perspective on it, and that, everybody has an opinion, and everybody can be inspiring. So it's great to have you all in respectful area. No question is stupid. No question's too small. Don't worry about that. We're all here to learn, and you know what? Sometimes even the small ones, some people have been in for a while, they forget about that. And then once you ask, like, yeah, I've been wondering about that. I haven't done that once. I forget how to. Like me, I'm really bad. I remember how to do stuff that I haven't done in a long time, like especially in channel settings and stuff like that. Unless I'm doing it a lot. A big sieve. Graceful Spirit and Ray, how are you? Great to see you. Nomad Unbroken Live, always a pleasure. Baking Fun with Nadia is here. We got Miss Money. We got Old Car Auto Guy. Great to see you again. Hope you're doing fantastic. Scrapping Irish is in the house. Alessa Baniel is back. Welcome. We have Life of MC in the house, folks. That's right. We got Nomadic Van Man here. Mudnut Reviews. I'm just skimming all the great channels are here right now, guys. I'm going to give you a rockstar welcome in a few minutes because you all definitely are that. Jackie Hutter Food Reviews. How are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Got a good one tomorrow, Pusa Studios. It involves more than one cupcake.
Ooh, yes, Baking Fun with Nadia. Follow her on Instagram, and oh my God, the stuff she bakes, I want to eat that. Otero Studios is in the house.
Otero,
Thank you.
what's going on?
Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi. Today is going to be a lot of information, guys. Otero Studios is a super talented animator. He does his own comic book as well, but go over and check his channel. He was an interview guest in our season 1.
And did our Cheers video with us. Did
Yes.
the iconic scene, as I like to call it, where you put us in at this where everybody knows your name part with the couple. He put us in and did a fantastic job.
Yes,
So
I still
proud of
can't
that.
believe it and so honored for that. We always like to have a special shout out for those of you guys that have been here since the very beginning
Yes.
of this show. So thank you so much. So coming in and guys, check out the Terra Studios. Link is in the chat.
That's right, folks. We got Jake Blackburn is in the house. How's the day? Good, and hope yours is as well. It's great to see you. This and gal, welcome. We got XOXO Julian in the house. Oktai Dogan is in with us, folks. That is right, as well as our fellow Canuck Leonard Shea is here. Will's Petting Zoo and Garden is here. Welcome. So many great channels. Brant Ariels, my share of revenue is 0. I've earned every cent. Oh my God Almighty. Oh, Gary, you deserve so much. You deserve so much, my friend. Oh my God, you all do, folks. And yes, we're gonna get into the numbers and that very, very shortly. Fresh look with Simon. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly, but welcome. Great to have you in here. So many fantastic folks. If you guys can hit that like button, tweet it out, tell friends, all that good stuff. The more the merrier. The more people in here, the more different perspectives we get, all that good stuff. It always makes for great conversation. A respectful bunch is always here, and that's why they're so amazing. They make us look good, and it's great to have new ones added to the fold as well. It's a pleasure to meet you all, and once again as well, if you have friends you think that would like this, that are needing this, that have some great opinions to bring to the table, please feel free, if you can, to DM them and all that kind of stuff, to tell them to come on over. We'll treat them well. Wrenches all, and tell them please to say that you sent them, so we know. Tonight we got some really interesting topics right at the beginning, but that's short, and then we go right into you guys' questions. So we'll do our best. We don't have all the answers, but thank God we got a really great group in here that always has a lot of knowledge, and they definitely can bring a lot to the table. Thanks for the link to the Chameleon Research. I have downloaded the PDF and we'll study. Pixelpia, you're awesome. I love that teacher mentality for YouTube. I think it is so awesome. I really do. The Real Housewife, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Jeff and Juliet, Georgia was back again. Welcome back. Big thumbs up. Thank you so much. Heather Kazarnami is in the house. How are you? Hope you're doing fantastic today. Today was a busy day, a lot of running and stuff like that, and honestly just not feeling the best. So a little bit off, but nonetheless, hope to give you guys a good show as well, because this, like I say, is our favorite day of the week. The Missing Tooth Mukbanger, how are you? Welcome. Actually, I'm pleased that they accept my content and make it available to anybody to enjoy. The comments and likes are all the reward I need. I know, but still, you deserve that. You're helping to raise capital as well for them. We're all like contractors for YouTube.
Even by watching, you're helping them.
Exactly. Right now, you're home. Everything we do on here, whether you're getting a share or not.
That's right, guys. And we're going to talk about that a lot, of course. That's our featured topic of the day. But we're also going to talk about, is it possible to fall in love with your digital personal assistant? Well, it looks like it will be very soon, and I'm going to tell you why. We also talk about the new emojis, the whole set of those are very interesting as well. Some serious topics within an update of what we talked about yesterday, a little bit about security and what you can do about it, and then we jump into our featured topic, and at the end, as the cherry on the Sunday, we're going to share you the new YouTube content policy updates that have just rolled out yesterday. So stick around, lots to talk about, but before that, if you can click that like button and share it out, we do appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Jeff Timber out of Swiftwood, Arkansas is going to join us later on the show to show us how we can make a paper airplane out of paper mache. I feel so much like we're turning into lighter side of news or like a Sunday morning show and that, you know.
Well, isn't that what you want it to be?
Yeah,
you
that's
want
right.
it to be a breakfast show in the evening, so there you go.
Oh, and Calvin's bringing a special surprise from the San Diego Zoo, and I'm told it's in heat.
Well, see, people in the chat say it sounds interesting. See, you want it to be, you know, guys. Around a year and a half ago, when we were talking about the long term, the long term plans of our show, we were thinking, well, we want it to be a breakfast television in the evening.
Yes.
Well, that's what I'm inquiring
Yeah,
to
no,
be. I thought I'm
really-
right spot on that one.
You did. You like I was listening. It's like she has got the pitch down to a
Yeah,
science
a
at
little
this
bit
point.
of light, a little bit of jokes, a little bit of serious topics. Latest news.
Well, on the lighter side, folks, of all that, I was driving downtown to take Xenia to the dentist this morning when I seen this. I seen this billboard, actually, and I had a good laugh at it. I think it sums up Montreal. This is Le Boeuf, boeuf is beef in French. It's a steakhouse. And only in Montreal would you see a billboard that looks like that. There you go. That is so Montreal when it's said and done.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been past it the last couple times. Like, I got to get a picture of that.
Now, what does it mean?
I think it means the strength of, like, like beef as, like, like Tank Man's food and everything else mixed with the retro of I don't
guys,
know.
what do you guys think? What does this mean? What does this billboard of a restaurant? It's a restaurant advertising. What does it mean? Let us know in the chat. Quite interesting. I've never seen that one before. Wow. That's our photo of the day, by the way.
That's right.
Next time, it might be one of yours. Submit it at #BlueRidgeGroup.
Yep. There you go. I like that.
There you go. We do have our section of your submissions as well. So, and of course, we mention you if you do. So if you want to do any of that, #BlueRidgeGroup on Twitter. Let us check it out. Photos, selfies of the day, new subject to talk about, anything and everything. We'll mention you. We'll post on community post for selfie of the day. It is a breakfast show in your evening.
Gary says breakfast television whiskey isn't just for breakfast anymore.
Oh, well.
Magnolia Money, by the way, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Beyond the Veil is in the house. What's going on? Phantom Flight 101. I got to do a Rockstar welcome in just a second, guys. If you guys can hit that like button, tweet it out, tell friends, folks. We are getting some throttling, and you guys can really help us fix that. It only takes 30 seconds to tweet it out. Twitter, Facebook, wherever you can share it. And hitting the like button, folks, makes a gigantic difference. It really does. It's great to have you all in here. So many great folks from around the globe, all great YouTubers. Let's say some hellos here. Let's crank up that echo. There we go. That's a little better. You got to have a Rockstar welcome. For a Rockstar welcome, you got to have echo. I don't care what anybody says. It just doesn't work without it. It's impossible. Impossible. I want to welcome XOXO Julie into the house. We got White Tiger Unplugged. UberX with Taffy, folks. We have Tammy Bites TV in the house. The Prudent Gal is here, folks, as well as the Real Housewife. We have the Missing Tooth Mukbanger here, folks, as well as Spirit Paranormal Dundee. We got Quicksilver in the house. We got Playworthy here. And we got Pixel Bia Teaching and Learning. We have Phantom Flight 101. We have OG-san Draws here. Nomadic Van Man is in the house, as well as Nomad Unbroken Live. We got Miss T. Lou in the house. We got MT Game Player NR4. Miss Money is with us tonight. We have Magnolia Money. Lincoln Central Coins. There's my buddy. What is going on? Haven't seen you a bit. Hope you're doing fantastic. We got Leonard Shea, folks. We got Lakeshore Paranormal. We got La Case in the house. We got Jeff and Juliet, Georgia here, folks. We got Jace Boo's Art. We got Haunted by Haunted in the house. We got Harmon Comedy. Graceful Spirit and Ray. Delio Y Mysterio is in the house. We have Craving Caspian. Sherry Awesome. Sunset Travels. She lives up to the name, folks. She is awesome. And we have Caffeine Queen in the house. We have Brent Ariels. And we have bonus time slots. Welcome. We got Beyond the Veil Investigation. Baking Fun with Nadia. ASAP Fishing 1 is here. We got American Explorer and Alyssa Baniel. Welcome to each and every one of you. And here you go, guys. Xenia's about to go wild.
Cover your ears. Super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Hey, you. Thank you, Adam. Thank you so much for that super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. You guys are absolutely awesome. We appreciate all the support from each and every one of you guys. So many fine folks in here. So many fine folks. Alyssa, Baniel, happy Tuesday, everyone at Pusa, and right back at you. YouTube allows me 4 times share a day, then I'm turned off.
Interesting. Yeah, what do you mean by share?
Yeah, I would like.
Yeah, maybe you can specify a little bit more, and then we can try to figure out what is going on. And Computer Chick is good today. She's passing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I will take all you got and then some. Citizen ZTV, by the way, how are you? Great to see you as well. If there's anybody else we missed, Coffee Outdoors, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Great to see each and every one of you guys. We're going to get into it, folks, in just a moment. In the meantime as well, don't forget, guys, about our merch. There you go. Let's get that up there. There you are, folks. We got something for everyone, I like to think. We have our super sticker, super chat, following Xenia's chant you just heard a minute ago, as well as tees and socks and leggings. And I would get into all the color stuff, but Xenia does that a lot more than I do. But unisex joggers, I really like these. I think these are my favorite thing that's come out yet, to be honest. I really think they're as the kids say, the cat's meow.
Yeah, and our latest purchase was posted by Paulie yesterday. That is his actually, I think that's his second or third purchase of our merchandise. He got our classic cup beforehand, our hashtag Blue and Shoop cup, and now he also has a Super Sticker Super Chat cup in his possession. Just posted selfie yesterday with it.
And the leggings that he busted.
Yeah, the leggings that he busted. Oh my God, I hope he can return them.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he can. So Teespring is pretty good with those policies there, so check that out.
We have Emma. Where are you? Emma Black Rose, how are you? We're doing good. Hope you are as well. And Mr. Boom is in the house. Farm All Fanatic. That's right. Man, you've been putting out the videos, and hats off to you for these guys. He's been taking advantage of the community tab, and we've been talking about that. And that is a great way to keep your channel. I still swear by it. When we were off at Christmas and that, the community tab made a big difference to keep engagement going on our channel and that. So you have it, use it.
Yes, definitely. So if you are over your 1K, you should be having your community page available and use it. Use it to your advantage.
Most definitely. It come off a egg is in the house. How are you? Good to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Great to see you all, folks. Once again, like I say, we're having a little bit of interference. I'm checking, and let's refresh and let's just see. We're gonna check here and see if we still have green, and it is 17 minutes in. We're still at green, so that means it's still not yellow. That was so weird at this point in time. So last night's one took a long time to get cleared. It only went in through around lunchtime today, which was a long time. But folks, nonetheless, if you guys can help, because if you get those a couple of days in a row as well, that slows down. Even if it's green, it still slows down the notifications. So if you guys can keep letting people know, that'd be awesome. You're doing great, Amma. I'm glad to hear that. Big revenue news today, gang. Sky Pilot, what's going on? Great to see you. Good morning to you. Well, good midday to you, I should say. Hope you're doing fantastic. Alrighty, folks. I said the names. Is there anything you would like to?
Well, I wanted to remind guys about yesterday, and for those of you that haven't checked that out yet, or maybe if you missed it yesterday, check out our yesterday's live stream about social media. And I'm not going to say the whole title because who knows, maybe that's what demonetized. So check it out. We were actually talking about the new report that was just coming out at the middle of January. It's brand new and haven't been posted too much around, but it definitely will save you some trouble on social media, and it will show you how you can get tricked in a bad way and how to avoid it. Very interesting, very eye-opening. So if you missed that, check it out. And I did added the link to the full report today as well. I apologize for the late adding. It also has a very good precise timestamp there, so check it out. I'll put the timestamp link in the description here and in the chat as well, so check it out.
There we go. God, it was weird. It was on the uploads. The newest one was a video from 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
I don't know what happened. That's funny. I didn't think we got glitches here on this platform. Oh, well. We love this platform. We all hail the platform. There we go. Just to keep us out of the bad books. Alrighty, guys. And Xenia, I'm going to get like her now. Xenia, would you like to ask them about where they hail from?
Yes, before we jump into our amazing topics of the night today, talking about emojis, YouTube policy content, and of course, all that revenue that YouTube have reported, I want to know where are you from to say a special hi and shout you out wherever you are. We are in Firewolf Studios. Good question, and that's not really true. So, unless you can specify the source, let us know in the chat. We're always open to new information. And before that, I want to know, where are you from? So let us know in the chat so I can shout you out. We are in Montreal here in Canada. This is my husband Andrew, and my name is Ksenia, and you can see that down below under the name tags there. That's all they're visible now. Missouri for Computer Chick is here, and we have St. Louis as well, Missouri for White Tiger Unplugged. We have as well Northeast Mississippi, Magnolia, and Springfield, Missouri. Oh my God, people from Missouri. Sherry Awesome Sunset Travel, hello. Yes, correct. No, not correct, Sherry. That's the same problem with everybody right now. It's a glitch. It's nothing to do with you. Just have to wait and be patient. Old Car Auto Guys and Stefan, New Brunswick here as well. St. Louis as well. Las Vegas, aka Sin City. Aka. Again, I said aka. AKA Sin City, Atlanta, Georgia for bonus time slots. And welcome here for bonus time. Arkansas is here. Philippines as well. And North Georgia for American Explorer, wherever you are. Say hi in the chat if you can, and if you can't, that's okay as well. We hope you can listen and learn some new information today.
Did you say where Farmall's from?
No, I didn't, because I want to keep the green coin. Come on, guys, be good in the chat. I will have to remove that. Seriously, guys, no boys there.
Oh my God.
Emma Black Rose from California as well, and Pixelpia also says Aka, so I'm not the only one. Apparently.
There you go. I still think that night was one of the funniest things. Oh my God, I laughed. Well, guys, I think we're going to get into it soon. It seems that we're not allowed to pass 60, so maybe we'll be good, and they'll open the gates a little more afterwards. But in the meantime, if you guys can keep hitting that like button, tweeting it out, telling friends, all that good stuff, it is really, really appreciated. You guys are absolutely awesome. A great looking crowd in here. It's a pleasure to have you all. All right, Xenia, I think it's time to jump into it. What do you think?
Yes, guys, and now we do have a question section right after, so keep your questions, and we'll address them at the second part of the show. Well, let's jump into this, and hello to everybody just coming in. Let's start with a bit of light news as a morning show in the evening. So, today I had a little bit of laugh scrolling through Twitter feed, and do you have a companion? Do you have a pet? Like a cat, maybe?
Meow.
A dog?
Ruff.
Maybe a squirrel? Squirrels are pets too.
Now we're going to do the European version of those animals.
Yeah.
Do you have a cat? Chahaskis. Do you have a dog? Baruskis.
And what about squirrels? Wow, that's a nasty squirrel.
That's a very nasty
Peter, today on Good Morning Britain was saying that you shouldn't address your loved animals as pets. Apparently, it is very insulting and very derogatory to use a term pet against your loved animals. And senior media officer, she actually suggested to use the word companion instead. So from now on, if you're talking about your cat, dog, or whatever it is not your pet, it's your companion. Otherwise, Peter is going to jump right on you. I couldn't believe I seen that today. It just was unbelievable. So let us know what your favorite companion is.
Unbelievable and not surprising.
Yeah. On the other side of the bit lighter news, I'm not sure if any of you have seen the movie Her. In fact, it was a really beautiful movie in 2013 with Jack.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful.
yeah, not psychotic or nothing.
With actor Jack Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson. Well, in fact, hers was only the voice. Where the premise of the movie is where a man develops a relationship with Samantha, who is actually an artificially intelligent virtual assistant. So quite like Alexa or Google. And yes, don't go shopping right now. I'm sure 50% got theirs activated right now. Well, he fell in love in this movie, and actually all movies about their love relationship between this real-life man and this virtual assistant. Well, it will be possible very soon. As of now, there will be a new open domain chatbot named Mina, made by Google. And you must say, well, what's so different from all the other things available there? Well, this one actually is almost human. All the other ones are only around 50% like a human, with the speech, the flow of speech, the way they can predict what you're talking about, the way they can naturally talk, actually naturally sound like an average human being. Well, this one only has 6 points less than a human being, so almost undetectable from the actual person talking with you. You're going to be able to talk with it about anything, not just ask to set your calendar or set alarm for 5 o'clock in the morning. They actually will be able to have a conversation. Yes, that's scary.
Yeah.
In a way. In a way, it is good because it probably is going to help a lot of people, in their life, maybe to get a little bit more communication and also to polish on their communication skills. But on the other hand, it is a little bit scary. Now, you can see in this graph how it is only just a couple points away from the average human being, and it will be almost undetectable as well. So if you're looking for that, Mina is the new name, and it has just been released. The new findings actually just in January as well, so will be implemented later this year.
And Pixel P is saying, hope she doesn't talk back. That's the last 14% to make it 100% lifelike. That's the only part of the technology that's missing at this point.
Hello, everybody just coming in, by the way.
Yeah.
We're just going over the light news right now. The last bit of light news before we get into some serious stuff is emojis. I think lots of people have been kind of excitedly looking forward to this update and now wondering what is going to be new added. Well, some really interesting updates here. This is a new set of emojis, 117 new emojis added to the new edition of Emojipedia. And in this one, they really try to focus on diversity, including diversity of gender, as well as different religions and race as well. For the first time, they have introduced the transgender symbol as well. And altogether, there's 117 new emojis in different colors, skins of colors, as well as different roles. For example, you have all different types of gender identities nursing a baby, or using a suit and tie, and so on and so on. One of the things that was really funny was a thong sandal. What is thong sandal? I never heard of that before. Apparently, it's the name of a flip-flop, but officially it goes under thong sandal. So go check it out. I will always, as always, we'll put all the information and the full list of that in the description below afterwards.
Big welcome to everybody, folks. It's great to have you all in. I see new ones coming in. It's a pleasure to have you all. Kayla, how are you? Great to see you. Andrew covers ears. No, there's no sticker on that one, so I'm safe. That's why I'm going to shout him out in a big way. Mystery Steamboat, how are you? Great to see you. The Trips is in. Man, did I ever love your video. That was so awesome. You guys are just too funny. I swear to God. D-Crack, how are you? Good to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. The Sneaky Fox, thank you so very much for that. And you definitely live up to your name by just sneaking right in there and doing that. Thank you so very much. Hope you're having a great day, and thank you for the support. It is greatly appreciated, and we're going to run the Sneaky Fox's link, guys, for a couple of minutes. Make sure to check out that channel. Thank you so much for being here. Alrighty, guys, some great folks in here, some great people. Thanks so much. I appreciate. Always a great watch. We try to watch as much as we can, guys. We spread ourselves as thinly as possible to try and hit as many different people, without there's very few that we get to watch consecutively. It's pretty much, if you can handle us watching, once or twice a month, we do our very best. We try. Oh my God almighty. I see where this is going. All
Super
right.
sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much, the Sneaky Fox #1 fan today. Thank you so much for your super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Really, #1
Thank you very
fan.
much.
Look at
Do
that.
appreciate
Thank you.
it.
Very generous of you. Thank you.
You're way too kind. Thank you so very much. It is greatly appreciated. Brianna Kitty, how are you? Welcome. Hope you're doing fantastic. Mother Nature, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Cheers and much love to you as well. Hope you're having a great day. Bluegrass Picker, Pusa has watched me. Much appreciated. We do try our best, guys. We do try our best, and I hope you guys are understanding that one at 6 days a week on already. It is hard to spread ourselves, but hopefully you get to meet lots of people in exchange for that in here and get a lot of benefit, because you guys definitely bring a lot of benefit by being here for us. Lottery of Life, how are you? Great to see you as well. Hope you're doing fantastic. We got more news to cover, guys. Just a couple more things, including our main topic, and then we're going to get right to the questions. In the meantime, please hit that like button, tweet it out, tell friends, all that good stuff. And we've been trying to fight 60 for the last 15 minutes now, so even though there's new people coming in, go figure. I think I sent you the link for what I saw about okay, and Twitter, I'm assuming, Firewolf
Yeah,
Studios?
I'm already checking that out.
All right.
Super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much. Hey, you, thank you. The Sneaky Fox, thank you so much for that super sticker, super chat. Thank you. Thank you.
You are absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. You're so kind. I'm even going to celebrate the stickers and that. I'm going to join in on it because you're too kind. My God almighty.
Now, Frostwolf, I just want to, I just checked the link that you sent. It is dated by 2017. Just make sure that it is new and updated information that you're relying on. Since then, there's tons of stuff that have been changed. So
there's lots of little things, guys, to make sure to look at and those kind of things. Really look around, because some of them are very faint. I mean, look at it on Facebook, how many times people sent around, oh my God, we're mourning the passing of, I don't know, Freddie Mercury. I'm just taking an example that's extreme, but you know what I mean. And people are sitting around, I miss this guy so much, not realizing he's been gone for 5 years already, or whatever the case.
Yeah, and lots of people do that, and that's why I said right away that no, there are no any news because of that, because I was pretty sure there is nothing drastic in changes on that. But thank you so much, nevertheless, and guys, we're always open for new suggestions and anything that you have with question-wise. We just always want to know the original source, so we can trust it the same as you are. I sound flat, apparently.
I just brought it up a little bit. I knew
I
you
sound
were
flat.
I brought up. You're good. You're good. I just adjusted.
Ting.
So many.
Maybe because I was at the dentist and I sound a little bit whistling. I sound. Now, Magnolia Money, I will add your question into my question list here, and we will answer those at the second half of the show, because I know the answer to that one. So you'll have to stick around to see what we can do about it. Now, Andrew's jumping into the next subject already, so let's do this.
I was trying to keep you along.
My goodness.
There you go.
My goodness. Actually, you already showing
No.
that.
No. There you go. You're clear. It's just you and I.
Okay.
Talk away.
I don't know what you're showing, so,
Number 6.
It's just you and I. There's nobody here otherwise.
There's one
On a
missing
serious
over here.
note, because we don't have anything to show there except for beautiful us here. You, my husband, and me, your beautiful wife. There's no picture to show. I just wanted to let you know, guys, and we have talked about that before. There's lots of cyber things going on with YouTube. I have had 4 accounts contact us just in the last 2 weeks saying that their account got terminated. Fortunately, they were able to get their account back. It takes a while, and it's not always 100% possibility that you will get it back, but I just wanted to make sure that you have protected your channel in a way that it's the most possible, and works the best as of now. So Google have just literally just a couple of days ago added the new system. It is the same system of two-step verification, but it is updated, and from now it's also available for iPhone users. It wasn't available in the same way for iPhone users before. And you can actually activate the advanced Google protection program. It takes literally a minute to set it up. So if you don't have it set up, especially if you do have iPhone or iPad that you're using for your account, please do that. I'll put the link right away in the chat right now. It literally will take you a minute maximum to do that. It will help you. It will protect you. It will protect you in case of the phishing scams on email. It will protect you from wrongfully terminated accounts that has nothing to do with, from YouTube or Google, where there's third party involved, or just something happening by accident. Please do that. We have mentioned that before, but now with this new update, you can do it much faster. And as I said, it's available for iPad and iPhone users as well. So there is no reason for you not to do it. You will see that it's only, at first it says it's available only for teachers, whatever, journalists and politicians. That's not so. You just have to proceed. It's open now for everybody. At first it was only available for higher ranking figures, so to say. But now it's available for everyone, so please do it. You can do it while you watch it.
Guys, on a serious note, and I'm the first one to go fooling around on here and stuff like that, please do it. You definitely care about your channel because you're in here. You definitely, that means, because especially tonight, because it's all about learning how to do whatever level you want to do it at. That's got nothing to do with it. You care about your channel. This only takes a couple of minutes, and it can help save you so much grief down the road. Please take that one to heart. Please do it, okay? Runny Egg, how are you? Great to see you. Happy Trails Hiking, the Sure Shannon Show. Gil Skills is in the house. Gil Skills is with us. Hope you're doing fantastic tonight. MT, well, I will do it right away. That is awesome, MT game player. Guys, it only takes a minute. Why not? It's not. It just adds some protection to you. You know, that's. And you can't put a price on that. It really does. So.
And in fact, it doesn't only protect your YouTube channel, it protects anything that you have within your Google account. So if you have calendars, if you have email, anything and everything connected to Google, even if you don't have content in your channel, will be protected with that. So please do it. Especially after seeing all those channels these last 2 weeks, my heart breaks every time I get the message that something happening to the channel.
And Mother Nature right back at you, and thank you so very much. Do appreciate it. Much love from this blondie. And also Kay is in the house. Happy Trails Hiking, guys. She's been with us from the very, very beginning. She's an amazing lady. You know, everybody's getting off the Christmas run, the winter run, and looking to kind of change their life around, lose a few pounds and that, and doing it the right way. Check out Happy Trails Hiking, folks. She is so inspirational, such a great lady.
She, in fact, has really great interviews in the morning part of the day, Eastern Time. So if you're interested in that, they're really short compared to ours. We here are long runners. Kay doesn't have time for a long run.
No, I don't know. She
has
does
time
everything.
for 30 minutes.
Yep.
So it's literally 30 minutes of.
And that's great. You get your information.
Yep. It's a great interview, lots of information in 30 minutes. So please check out Happy Trails Hiking.
Sam Hayden's in the house. How are you, Sam Hayden? Hope you're doing fantastic. Welcome. Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. And folks, just a reminder, please, to hit that like button, tweet it out, tell friends, DM them, whatever you choose. We'll welcome them with open arms. Just always make sure to tell them to say that you sent them. We really do appreciate it. And now I think it's time to go on to our next one. What do you think?
Which one? Oh, okay. I don't know.
Well, I'm following I'm following numbers. I'm going right through.
Okay. Well, we have 2 weeks. Okay, from last week, I wanted to update. I don't know if we have any numbers or pictures in that. So before we jump into our topic.
She sent me the pictures.
Well, okay. I don't have pictures for everything. Before we jump into our topic about the income for Facebook and YouTube, we're going to say thank you to Metro Drones.
Oh my God almighty, Metro Drones. Thank you so very much. You and Stinky Fox are both just kind of the ones that just kind of blow into town like that with a super chat. Thank you so very much. A big howdy to you as well, and hope you're doing fantastic. Guys, excellent channel as well. We're going to run Metro Drones for a few minutes. If you guys can help us do that, that would be awesome. Thank you so very much, Metro Drones. Very kind of you. Philip Cockram has just joined us. Karen, Philip has been with us from the very, very get-go as well, folks. So there's 4 or 5 in the chat. Him and Kay were 2 of the great channels in here that got us started. Make sure to check them out as well. Philip does, I like to think, community interest stories as the way I would sum up his channel best, and they're awesome. Karen Sommers in the house just finished uploading, so I pop in for a minute to say hi from the Netherlands. Great to see you. Karen Sommers is the brainchild behind the afternoon edition of the Wheel of Shoutouts, because it's not the EU edition anymore with Brexit on hand.
Yes.
We decided to save everybody the grief and any arguing over it, so it's just going to be the Wheel, but it'll always be dedicated on the afternoon edition to Karen Sommers. David Bill Vlogs, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Thank you so much, Pixelpia, for sharing the link. I do appreciate it. You guys are absolutely awesome, folks. Already ready to get back into it?
I just wanted to mention that Urbex said that he just did the update for protection, just literally in a minute, and it's so easy. Exactly.
There you go, guys. There you go. It's so worth it. Invest in your channel with something that costs nothing, and literally, as you see, a minute of your time.
And you're wondering what's going on? D.E. Nichols, by the way, welcome back. So good to see you. Says they were watching our yesterday show, and YouTube didn't even tell them that we're live now. Like literally watching our yesterday show right now, and YouTube didn't even suggest our like what?
Well, guys, it's between people playing with their channel and then also the yellow coin and that we've been kind of throwing a hard hand right now. And even though tonight, and I'm going to check and just see, I'm going to refresh right now to see where it stands. Even if it's still green coin, which is great, after a couple of days of just getting yellow coin, it does take its toll on us. So that extra push really does make a huge difference. So thank you guys so much. It's always important, not just for us, but anybody you're watching, to hit the like button and tweet out. Those things really help out immensely. And but when this is going on, it really helps us compensate for what YouTube is not doing right now. So they need to stop picking on y'all. Magnolia Money, it just has been... We're going to be celebrating our 2-year anniversary since we came back to YouTube on February 20th. And it's pretty much been since May of the first one of that year. So we're kind of getting used to it. Rock Truck Rob, great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. We're going to see you all looking good. YouTube, where is my cut? That's right. That's what we all want to know. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Now, before we jump into that, I wanted to mention, and I did vaguely hinted on that yesterday, that 2 weeks ago on January 21st, we actually were talking about a very interesting topic as well, as we always do on Tuesday Tech Talk. We talked about the new research done by non-profit organization Avaz that revealed that a lot of advertisements like L'Oreal, Danone, Greenpeace, and so on are actually put on top of the videos that are against global warming, that are anti-science, and so on. It was a huge deal. It still is at the beginning of it blowing up, so to say, but back then, 2 weeks ago, we predicted that it most likely will cause some content changes and policy changes for YouTube. It literally just came out like 2 or 3 days before we talked about it, so it wasn't really across the news just yet. Well, since then, although the YouTube changes haven't been implemented just yet, but I wanted to update you that in fact House of Representatives, commissioners in US, officially have sent a request to Google, requested them an answer by this Friday to come up with an answer, and they specifically requested some of the things. They specifically said to stop promoting climate denial and climate disinformation videos by removing them immediately from the platform recommendations algorithm. They are requested to add climate misinformation to the platform's list of borderline content. And as you know, borderline content is not suggested by YouTube. It most likely gets the yellow coin, it gets pushed down, shut on banned, and so on. They requested to stop monetizing videos that promote harmful misinformation and falsehoods about the causes and effects of the climate crisis. They also requested to take steps to correct the record for millions of users who have been exposed to climate misinformation on YouTube. It also, in this official letter, it's 2 pages of the letter, official, talks about in general about science and not just climate change, but in general about science and educational videos. Well, the US House, they requested YouTube to have the answer on this letter by this Friday. So we'll have to peel our eyes and wait for what's going on and is YouTube gonna answer and what content changes once again are gonna fall upon us. So I just wanted to update you on that. If you are a channel that does anything about science education, you might fall into this that is coming up. And once again, it hasn't happened yet, but we predicted it's most likely will. And now with this official letter just sent out a couple of days ago, it most likely will. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going on.
Pixel P, I have to read this out loud. She says, as always, Pusa Studios, you heard it here first. That is why I love what you do.
Oh, thank you. We try to bring you the newest information, so it's not just something you heard already 100 times everywhere before. So thank you so much for that. Thank you. Well, now we're jumping into a topic that Andrew wanted to talk about all night.
I was just watching Baby Shark videos, and then YouTube brought me here. Morning.
Morning.
Okay, so how are you? Great to see you. And Still Winter Nation's in the house as well. Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Bait the Hook, Disabled Disney as well. Lots of other folks. It's great to have you all. All right.
I want you to remind you to stick around. Right after our main topic of the day, we're going to talk about new content update policies on YouTube that have just rolled out yesterday. So stick around, and we're going to inform you about those.
Cardoso Media, great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. And HTV as well. Great to see you in the house. So many great channels. It's a pleasure to have you all here. Folks, please hit that like button and tweet it out. It makes a gigantic difference. Alrighty, so ready to go? I know you said it already. I have to say it.
Yes.
Okay.
At the end of last week, Facebook came out with its annual revenue report, and it is not coincidental that Google had it 2 days ago and Facebook 3 days ago. They all do it at the same time, so we can all compare it, right? So let's jump into Facebook first. Now, Mark Zuckerberg already claimed that he doesn't care what anybody thinks about Facebook. All he cares is just to move on with his vision, and that's exactly what he said.
He's a good guy that way.
Yeah. He also added, and I quote, "We had a good quarter and a strong end to the year as our community and business continue to grow," he said. "We remain focused on building services that help people stay connected to those they care about." And this is a hidden message, of course, as always, to those they care about, is the focus of so Facebook future this year and probably for the next 5 years as well. They're going to be trying to get you in touch with your closest loved ones and friends as much as possible, more than anybody else. Good news for you if you are trying to connect with your friends and family from afar. Bad news for you if you are a page or a business trying to share your content. Now, Andrew is showing you the numbers.
I was waiting on you.
Yeah, Andrew is showing you the numbers. And there you can see the numbers. This is in millions. So you can see the revenue from advertising and income. Those are the highlights of their income report from last year and the year before, as well as their last quarter report, just for a comparison as well. And you can see that there is 20 billion. Am I right now? It's so hard to understand these numbers. Mm-hmm. 20 billion revenue in advertising 2019. Isn't that crazy?
Yep. It's nice to see him getting ahead.
Now, you got to remember that Facebook owns, it's not only Facebook as Facebook platform. Facebook now also owns WhatsApp. They also own Instagram, which is a huge part of their revenue, and they haven't really been dividing it into revenue streams, which I think lots of people would be interested enough if Facebook is still as popular as we think it is. Or not, because they say that Facebook monthly active users, like while you're studying the numbers, I can let you know, have actually climbed 9%. Apparently, there are 1.6 billion users on average every day in 2019. It's an increase of 9%. I thought that Facebook is getting less popular. Apparently not.
But it's getting less popular in segments. It's getting less popular with younger people.
Oh yes, definitely.
35 and over is where YouTube is really starting to take that jump, and especially 55 and over.
Yes, especially, and we talked about that before. We did a little bit of the age demographic about social media. That's in our previous Tech Talks. Now, monthly users also jumped about 8% from year to year, about 2.5 billion monthly users every month on average. On average, from all across the platforms that they use, and once again, it's WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, Messenger, and all of that. There is 2.26 billion on average all across the platforms every day, and 2.9 almost billion every month, which is also on average. There is 8-10% increase all across the platforms or on Facebook platform itself. So that is interesting. A huge amount of income, and as you can see, it is pretty comparable to YouTube.
Definitely.
I wouldn't say Google, that's huge, but but Google definitely. So as our topic of the day states, $34.4 billion. Well, what is going on with that money, and do we have part in it? I don't know. So just yesterday, this is brand new, just yesterday, February 3rd, Alphabet, which is, if you don't know, mother company of Google, YouTube, and everything else.
Yes.
Yeah. Parent? Can't be mother. Okay, let's not discriminate. Parent company of Google, YouTube, and everything else, basically announced their fourth quarter and fiscal year for 2019 results. And why it is so interesting, although Google obviously have been announcing their results every year, for the first time they actually have pointed out separately YouTube and YouTube real numbers for the period of last 3 years. This is for the first time it ever happened since Google acquired YouTube, since YouTube has advertising as their revenue of income for creators and for Google itself. So this is the first time. All the numbers that were before floating around on the internet, those were guesses, they were approximates, they were nowhere actually near the actual numbers. Those were almost half less than the actual numbers show, which is crazy. As you can see in the graph here, and this is also the highlights. By the way, I will link the full reports, both for Facebook and for Google, down below in description afterwards, so you can dig deep into the accounting of that. As you can see, there is huge amount of money and jump from year to year in Google in general, and in YouTube as well.
And that's been requested a lot for years, by the way, guys, for them to show, since this all picked up with them offering ad revenue, and that is to state separately what they're getting from that. So that is a big thing that they did share this year. I'm sure there was a lot of dissension in the company about sharing it. I don't think that one was made on an easy conscience, I don't think. But
and as you can see from this image or from these numbers, YouTube had 15.15 billion in advertising revenue only for 2019, which is in 36% more than the year before. So that's a huge jump, 36% more from the previous year. It's crazy. And it is only ad revenue. We're not talking about YouTube premium subscriptions. We're not talking about any other income. It is only and only ad revenue. $15.15 billion in 1 year. Now, altogether, through all 3 years, it combines in $34.4 billion. Crazy. Once again, it's only ad revenue we're talking about. Overall, Alphabet, once again, the parent company, has earned about $46 billion just for the fourth quarter of the last year alone. And it actually fell down from Wall Street expectations and how is it called? I'm not an accountant. The numbers fell into the market today because of that, because they actually fell short of their expectations. But the news, why do we have these numbers? Because Google and Alphabet actually has a new chief executive officer. If you didn't know, the two co-founders of Google actually stepped away last year. And there is a new chief executive, Sundar Pichai, who decided to let these numbers out finally. And he says, quote, "Our investment in deep computer science, including artificial intelligence, ambient computing, and cloud computing, provide a strong base for continued growth and new opportunities." And he mentions YouTube already as 15 billion in annual ad revenue. It's their best revenue place yet.
Definitely, yes. So there, guys, an opening into what you're helping YouTube accomplish. So I'm feeling that our CPMs are not right matching in ratio between what they're getting and what we're getting, nonetheless. But at least they know. At least it's made transparent. So there you go, a little glimpse into it. Some crazy numbers. I mean, too hard to fathom for most of us to even wrap our heads around. That is some serious cash flow for sure. Some really great info in there, guys. Definitely shows us what kind of potential there might be in here, and you never know, maybe down the road, if they're upping the quality of this, maybe they'll open up a little bit more to share with us as well, which would be fantastic.
The projected revenue is 20 billion for this year, Pixelpia, if that's what your question was. Now, I don't know personally how it's going to go together with all the new changes for COPA, but that's what projected is 20 billion for YouTube in 2020. Now, according to Forbes report, they say that 10 highest paid channels earned altogether $145 million last year, which seems a lot, but it only combines 0.009% of the whole YouTube ad revenue. Can you imagine that? The top 10 channels actually earned less than 1% of the whole ad revenue for YouTube. So that's pretty crazy. So moving on from the numbers, I thought you would be curious to know how much people earn. We always want to know that. And Forbes also reported on that. And if you want to know, well, Gamer Markiplier that we talked about, he last year, together with PewDiePie, they each earned $13 million. The biggest YouTuber with more than 100 million subscribers earned $13 million last year. Jeffree Star, who's a beauty guru, for those of you that in that area, earned $17 million. Rhett and Link, one of my favorite YouTubers of the big stars, Good Mythical Morning, earned $17.5 million. Dude Perfect, who just worked with Grimes Fines, earned $20 million. And number one is the 8-year-old Ryan Kaji from Ryan Toys, topping the list with $26 million last year. Now, all of this is pre-tax and before all the other, how's it called? Net income, yeah?
Net income, their endorsements, etc., and everything else.
Not an accountant, but yeah. There you go. So the highest paid YouTuber in ad revenue only. That is not sponsored income. There's nothing to do with affiliations or anything like that. This is solely income from ads. $26 million.
But nonetheless, just a drop in the bucket compared to the revenue that's brought in by the platform. So it's shows you where it's working. I mean, I know it's their platform; they have to get more. It's only by rights. And with any big business, they're the ones who took the initiative, the chances, etc. They should get more. But yeah, it would be nice if they open up the gates a little bit more, not just with us, but even the bigger ones as well that put on a lot. I know it sounds like a lot of money, but those are what you would call like the superstars of their platform, bringing in gigantic revenues for them. So.
But you see, like yesterday, Mr. Beast commented about that he would like to see more YouTubers in the game night advertising on Sunday, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, there was 102 million people that tuned into the Super Bowl on Sunday. On average, one advertising slot cost $6 million. But at the end of it all, these YouTubers that I just mentioned have more views per one video than altogether tuned in one night. So why do these advertisers are spending the most of their money in the year to put an ad in a Super Bowl commercial when most of their viewers are actually on YouTube? Each video of these top YouTubers have more views on their videos than the whole Super Bowl itself. and yet the ad revenue just doesn't combine. It doesn't make sense. I think that the market itself, the advertisers, just don't see the opportunity yet.
Yep. Well, they're going to have to accept it at some point. It's here to stay, and it's changing. It's just to some older ones that are not getting with the program, and we all see how that goes over time. So they're going to have to jump onto it at some point. Dickie's Beer Review is in here, and he said, saw the title, Pusa News, my cut is 30 cents. There you go. Yeah, not too giving, is it? Not too giving. It's great to have all you folks in here. Hope you're doing fantastic. Make sure to hit that like button, tweet it out, tell friends. We're going to get into the questions in just a second, guys. So if you're ready to start posting them, just let them know. Please, though, when you do, as always, highlight our name with them so it's easy to see and we can grab them. It's great to have you all in. This is a great time while doing that to get them in there. And if you haven't, hit that like button and that bell and all that good stuff. If you're new here, that'd be awesome. Time to sleep, guys. 2 a.m. here. See you soon. Karen Sommers, thank you so much for staying up. Do appreciate it. Phantom Flight, hey, can just stop by here. Oh, I thought you and Drone Kings knew each other. That's awesome. Glad you guys are meeting up. That is really great. Good to see one drone channel meet another. Free to laugh now. How are you? Great to see you guys on Byte. We signed up for it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
There's two completely random videos right now. No, I wanted to share a little sneak peek into our revenue.
Oh, here, I can share one with you right now. Here's a screenshot. We were frozen. We were frozen at views. I've been watching it for the last 10, 12 minutes. People been coming in saying hi. It never went past 575. It just stayed there because our numbers also for subscription, we're allowed to get 80 now. That's taken, an hour. And then it just dropped again. We took another dip and went back to 515. So there you go. That should follow in with what you're talking about.
Where is Danny Black in the house here, joining us from Australia? And he said he got his tax slip for the last year, and he got 2K last year. A channel with over 8,000 subscribers got 2K for the whole year last year in ad revenue. Just to let you know. Now, for us, it really depends on the time of the year as well. I do think we have a little bit more than a higher average CPM rate, but we do have live streams and not videos, which is in disadvantage of the ad revenue altogether, because really you get only what people watch when they're watching you live most of the time. So you can get anywhere from like $1 to $17 unless you are in the premium Google ad list on your advertising, and we get around 7 to 9 per thousand views. But once again, it depends on the time of the year. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's less. Obviously in December you'll get higher ad rate because companies are paying more for their slots and there's more competition. In the summer you'll get less and so on. So it kind of evens out on average for around $7 to $8 per thousand views. On videos probably it would be different. I can only guess because we only do live streams. But yeah, so that's our situation. I wouldn't say that's millions, that's for sure. And Informal Fanatic says 17, I'll take it. Yeah, but I wouldn't complain about 7 to 8 either. I think it's okay for what we're doing. It's just we have live streams and the rewatch time. We do have around 15 to 25 rewatch percentage, which is pretty good as well for live streams. You guys do come and watch it afterwards, which we are thankful for.
Definitely. And
we thank you for that by adding the mid-roll ad only a day later. So if you want to watch it without the mid-roll ad, come right after. Yeah. So there you go, a little sneak peek into ours advertising. If you guys want to share anything of yours that you might want to share, I'm not going to ask anybody directly, but if you feel that you want to share what's going on with your advertising revenue on YouTube, let us know in the chat, and everybody else as well. We're not alone here. We all are on the same platform, and we're definitely going to be talking about how to raise your ad revenue soon to come. We talked about that a little bit in December, and you guys requested to get into that topic deeper. So we are going to definitely cover on how to get your ad rate higher. We have done that a little bit successfully. So we'll talk about that in one of the following live streams in a couple weeks probably. Quicksilver, thank you so much.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just typing there. That saved me the trouble. Thank you so much, Quicksilver. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Always welcome. Nicholas says you mid-roll ad. Okay, I have YouTube Premium, so any ad information is new to me. LOL.
Actually, YouTube Premium gets us extra money.
That's right. So I want to thank you. Somebody I didn't know till not long ago is Farmall is also YouTube Premium.
Well, thank you for watching.
And that's why I was going to say that. I appreciate you guys with the premium watching because it does help a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody gains from that.
Oh my God! Sorry guys, you've been looking at that for so. I forgot when I switched it back to below the link. There you go. There you go. I do apologize.
Well, I don't think anybody minded. Nobody said anything. So now we are going to talk about the new YouTube policies as promised. There are new changes that have come up yesterday and answer your questions
yes,
as well.
so we're going to get
time.
to that. So there you go, guys. Your questions in just a minute. There you go. Here you go, guys. There's the overview. Wendell Live, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Are you...
Okay, I didn't know we were jumping into questions.
No. Well, you want to cover?
Okay, so we are jumping into the new content policy changes. So yesterday, YouTube outlined new policies related to the elections, but as always, it is not going to affect only channels that are talking about politics and elections. So they wanted to reduce the spread of election misinformation and misinformation altogether, adding new subsections to existing community guidelines. They have added these, and they haven't outlined which ones. So unless you have been there frequently, like we do, and have previous screenshots of everything, you think it's all old, but it's not. So community guidelines about manipulation of media, voter suppression, and candidate eligibility. Now, what you can see, I will also add the link in the description, and you'll be able to get the information yourself. The question is that it's not only going to apply to those talking about the election and the politics. As you always know, it spreads more than that because it is done by AI. New thing, videos that have been technically manipulated. So if you take an original clip and you splice it up and make it look like something completely different, taking it out of the context or giving it a different meaning than original video was made for, that is one of the things that is new as well. Inaccurately translated video subtitles, for example, if you do it on purpose, or if you don't know what you're doing and you're just automatically translating with Google and it ends up being a mess, that can also get you in trouble. If this all that you can see, and I'm not going to read all of this, can get you a 3-strike system. So you'll get a warning and a 3-strike system like we mentioned before. Once again, I will add the link so you can all read it yourself. I'm not going to read it from the screen. You can do it all by yourself. But as well as promised, they also promised to reinforce 2 things that are going to get rid of your channel altogether if you try to do that. And one of those 2 things is to attempt to impersonate another person or channel, misrepresent their country of origin, conceal their association with the government, or anything like that. So if you decide to impersonate another person or channel in any liking with a title, description, logo, background, likeness of the set, or anything like that, you can actually lose your channel. There's not going to be a strike system. You're not going to get a warning. You're just going to get terminated.
Do you hear that? Let's repeat that one more time because I want some to hear that.
They promise to enforce attempt to impersonate another person or channel, misrepresenting their country or origin, conceal their association with the government, or anything like that. Once again, within the titles, descriptions, channel name, logos, backgrounds, the set itself, and anything like that. So it doesn't have to be, they say that in the description, it doesn't have to be 100% like look exactly like the channel or the person. Just an attempt to impersonate, just enough to be recognizable, can be a reason for the termination of the channel who is doing it. Again, reminding to you that by losing the channel, you not only lose the channel that you're doing it on, but most likely all the other channels associated to it, and you can also lose all the other access to other Google products, because Google actually says that and have done that before, that they can cut you off from all of their other products like emails, calendars, and cloud systems and everything else if you are in violation of YouTube. Also, the other thing that they are promising to reinforce within 2020 is to, if you artificially increase the number of views, likes, comments, or other metric, either through the use of automatic systems or by serving up videos to unsuspecting viewers, in which cases a violation will result in channel termination. And it works both ways as well. So either if you do it to your own channel and in order to raise your views, likes, or anything else, or if you do it to other channels as well, which also has been known to be done, if YouTube detects that your channel and all subsequent channels connected and Google products possibly as well will be terminated.
See, that's where we were lucky, because the people actually admitted live on live streams that they did do it to us and are doing it to us, so that just made it that much sweeter. Definitely clips were sent into YouTube.
Yeah, and this just came out yesterday, by the way, so if you're wondering, oh no, what's going on, they are just saying it just because of what's going on. No, I will include the link to all of this so you can actually read it yourself.
There you go.
Yeah.
So there you go, folks. Some great updates on that, and long overdue. Should have been a long time ago. And I know it's not always popular, but that's always been my argument. You know what? To be on YouTube, everybody has to register. If you don't register, you get no access. It doesn't count anything, likes, dislikes, anything like that. And that is the best way to repel trolls. You can watch for free. You just got to register. And I know some say, oh, I don't want to give my information to them. Well, if you ever bought something from Amazon, you've given your information to somebody online. And that just keeps things running clean on here.
Now I see all my kiddies was saying about clickbait. In fact, clickbait is not against YouTube policies if it is not lying. So if it is a clickbait to enhance what your content is about, it is about the content that your video is about. It's just selling it, enhancing it. Then clickbait is good. Mm-hmm. But if you're lying, meaning misrepresenting, like I just said, and on your title, on your thumbnail, something is clickbaitish, but it has nothing to do with your video content, then it is against the community guidelines. For example, if you put naked ladies on the thumbnail and there are no ladies in the video, well, you're against the guidelines.
It's like I always said, guys, there's good clickbait and bad clickbait, like there's good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. You got to sell what you do on here. You can't be too timid. This is not a game of for wallflowers. Your video, your thumbnails and everything should scream, watch me, watch me. That's what we're here to do. But it's just don't lie. Accentuate what happened into it. Make it exciting. Show exciting shots of it. Exciting titles. Draw people in. That's what it's all about. Sorry, I just got caught with something for a second. And go through and sell it for all it's worth. All it is worth. Don't be shy. You want people to watch what you do, so don't be timid about it. And I think that's what's happened. That's why I hate the idea of like clickbaiting becomes so bad. You're not supposed to sell it. I'm at the river. Well, if the canoe almost went over a falls, tell people, show that in the thumbnail. Have it. Almost hit the white water crashing, whatever. And that you're not lying. That did almost happen. It's in there. You're covered. It's not a lie. Do it. You know, don't be shy about that. Just don't lie. Exactly. Because then he said, don't talk about the bikini girl in the car if she's not in there. Then you're just going to turn people off and a community strike possibly at the same time. So
well, it actually doesn't work even if you slide through, it will not work because people are going to click it, but they're not going to watch it.
Well, they're going to be turned off.
That means that your watch time retention is going to be low, and that's going to alert YouTube that something is going on there.
Negative comments, a lot of dislikes. I mean, you've gone to a store where they've said they had something and they didn't do it. How good did you feel when you walked out finding that happened? Did you recommend everybody to go there? Did you want to go running back to that store? Of course not. So, but if there's a big sale, they sell the hell out of it, and you get there and there is actually a sale on that item, you're happy about it. You tell lots of friends, oh, you got to go to the store. They got this on sale. Oh my God, it's only for a couple of days. Blah 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 blah. Same with your video. So don't be shy to promote it. Promoting is what we're here to do, guys. You're all marketing people. You're your own marketing team when you joined YouTube. You're here to market what you do. And thumbnails and titles are a big part of it. So
Relaxation TV said, this is too vague for their rules. Whatever happened to being inspired by other channels? I feel Andrew has something to say about it.
I was checking this for a sec. Sorry, now can you talk? I thought you were talking for a minute. Can you repeat that, please?
Whatever happened to being inspired by other channels? Relaxation TV is asking.
Well, you can be inspired by them, just don't copy them. That's the only thing with it. I mean, we're inspired by people. We've named them off numerous times that have helped us do what we do, but we can't be them. We got to be us. But you can definitely take parts of what they do, like Tony and Chelsea. We've taken their kind of husband and wife approach to doing it, and adding that kind of I like to say light comedic relief to talking about serious matters and stuff like that, the way we interact with each other, the way we're kind of on the camera maybe a bit, but we don't want to be them. We don't do word for word. We don't say, oh, they had the camera this far back, so we got to be this far back. They're lighting us like this, so we got to be like that. No. Linus Tech Tips, I talked about the other week, how he inspired us with the WAN show, about learning how to laugh at your mistakes, own them, and be transparent. And we've taken that kind of sensibility of, but we didn't turn into the WAN show and do exactly what he does, always on for this time, all their layouts like that, etc. So you take little bits. And anybody who's ever played music, if you ever sat down to write, that's exactly what you do. You know, like, oh my God, you remember when Eric Clapton did that in the song? Dun, 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 dun. And you kind of build on that and play around with it, and you come up with your own riffs and stuff. But something gets the ball rolling. Any artist of any type is always going to be inspired. Just make sure you never cross the line into copying. And believe you me, we know all about copying. So, are you trying to impersonate my beard, McGee's Homestead? Is it getting that way? I have no more beard left. Actually, this is Xenia likes it when it's a full beard.
I do.
Yep, she's more a fan of it than I am. Unfortunately, I gotta wear it, so it's good.
And I gotta look at it. So I don't know who wins in this argument.
There you go. Don't fake it. It's all about your channel and the way you. Okay, here's always been my motto, my mantra on all this. Don't look for what's being done. Look for the hole in between it that's not being filled. That's the key to it. That's the key to being original. Don't look and say this channel is doing good with this, so I'm going to do it too. It just comes off pitiful. And it truly does come off pitiful. On top of that, you're always going to be compared to the person you took it from. Instead, look and say, where is there a missing gap in here? Where do I fit in? And I'll give you a great example. The wheel was built over that. Okay, there's people doing networking streams. There's people doing information streams. The networking streams just kind of seem to be like some sort of free-for-all with no real information of anything. The information ones seem to be so bland, it takes everything just to stay awake. So let's combine them. Let's bring in the entertainment side into it, along with the information side into it, and start bringing it together. And I mean, there's tons of gaps in here you're going to notice on stuff like that, and that's what's got to be filled. We don't want to be like everybody else. It's not worth it. Same as when we came with the Push. It built on the fact is we have a game already. We wanted to come up with another game. YouTube was rounding off the numbers after 1K available to everybody. So what do? How do we fill that void? Well, let's work with that. Okay, well, they're rounding up to 1K, so at least we have 999 channels with 999 or less that we can still show numbers. And that was the birth of the Push, for lack of a better term. The inspiration side of the layout came from one night watching one of the slot channels that we follow. That's exactly what inspired it. Watching the going around, and it's like, wouldn't that be amazing to have a game like that? People are so interested into it. I was looking at the crowds into it. Let's do that layout. Just look at things. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing well with, and start looking at what can I do well with that's missing from the gap that you feel people are either doing wrong, ignoring, or just not aware of you can do on here. And you're already on the start to finding something original. Yes, the information is top notch. I still enjoy Robert Blake and other top YouTube teachers, but I'm most at home here. Oh my God, to Nicholas. We're not in that group at all. We're anything on the guru side. They're a whole different class altogether. I think it's just because we've tried to always keep Tek Talk Tuesdays as a great example. We never came off as Guru Channel. You know, we're not Guru Channel. We're 10,000 at the time when we started. We were what, 2,000-3,000 at most. All it was more of kind of following our journey through it and sharing what we learned and getting from other people. Then we tap into our life experience as well as what we do. But it's not us leading the show. That's why the questions were always stating how much everybody helps in the chat. What's the best editor to use for a phone? We throw it at the chat because we don't do a lot of video editing on phone. Actually, none, to be honest, for myself. So I can't sit here and say, oh, well, yeah, you know, you're going to go over and you're going to, I'm just blowing smoke at your ass. You don't need that. Get real answers from real people doing it. And that's exactly what it's like in here. You guys are the ones that save us a lot of times from some questions that we have no information on to, because you guys really know. You're the ones doing it. So there we go. We reconnected again. That was strange, but there we go, folks. So yeah, I mean, it's a forum. I like to think of it that way. We're definitely not in the guru style. None would equate to not much. The best editor for phones is InShot. There you go. See? See, people always got an answer for it. I love that. And we even watch people in here helping each other and stuff like that without even it coming up as a question. Some people just ask before we even get to it. You know, people, oh, you should try this. I really like this, or that's the way. That's fantastic. We're not like, hey, we're the ones throwing the answers here. Anything but. That's what it's about, is to make YouTubers have a place that they can come to, whether you just got started or been in it for years, and share each other's experiences with one another. That's why I hate when it's called social media, because in social media you don't get that. You get bizarre pissing contests over nothing. I like when people are helping each other and respecting each other and all under one playing field. Hence why everybody has wrenches. That was another fix. There was a lot of fights over that and people feeling left out and ignored and a hierarchy, so we just gave everybody wrenches. There you go. Nothing to fight about. So you all belong. You're all equal. Now let's get on to more important things. So it feels like a radio TV show with YouTube news. It's so informative. I love it. Oh my God, LaCase, thank you so very much. Do appreciate that.
Thank you. I think that's what we're going for, like we were saying at the beginning of the breakfast show in the evening. Kind of is like that. Thank you. Very appreciate it.
That is so kind of you. A white app. A while ago, YouTube talked about new incentives coming for creators. Have you?
Which one? There's a couple of them. We're going to be more specific.
There is, in general, yes. There is, though, in the answer that is a general answer, yes, for sure.
So guys, this is time for your questions.
Yes.
If you have questions about YouTube, social media, photo, video editing, or anything like that, let us know in the chat with @PushStudios so we can see it, I can grab it, and we can ask it. And this is not only a question for us, but also you in the chat. As Andrew said, we learn from you guys as well, and lots of times we actually grab your answers, and we're not afraid to say when we don't know something, because we don't know everything. It's impossible. What we know, we'll share with you, and what we don't, we learn from you. We learn together, because we're all together on this platform. Exploring with Carl, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you.
Do appreciate it so much. Thank you very, very much for that. So yeah, guys, just ask your questions just at Pusa Studios and paste them in the chat, and we'll definitely do our best. And if we can't, usually there's somebody in the chat that can definitely answer it. So
I do have a couple of the questions that were asked during the week.
Okay.
Even from yesterday that I saved. So while we're waiting for the questions,
let's do it.
Let's jump into those. Well, in fact, Magnolia, I was asking just today as well. Why do I have people unable to comment on all my videos? How do you fix it? Now, Magnolia, if you're still there, if not, I hope you come back. I want you to make sure that your channel is not marked as made for kids.
Yeah.
Because that is the problem that appears. People have been marking it themselves. Yeah, you know, it's safer. I'll just mark it. It's made for kids within the COPA guidelines. But that gets rid of a whole bunch of features on your channel, including comment section. So if you mark your channel is made for kids, all your comments are going to be disabled. If you mark a video that it is separate video that is made for kids, the comment section on that video will also be disabled. If majority, let's say you mark your channel as not made for kids, but then separately majority of your videos are marked as made for kids, that means that your channel is made for kids, and YouTube automatically will turn the comments off. So make sure that that is not what the problem is, and then move on from there.
90% of the time, that's usually what it is now.
Yeah.
And you're usually judged on your last 10 videos. So if your last 10 you've been marking that predominantly, that's probably what happened. It's jumping in and just now considering you full out children-made content.
So that was the question. I actually had a couple creators that had the glitch going on right now as well on separate videos. If that is happening to you, I would send a feedback to YouTube and ask them what is going on, and then it might be the glitch if that's not the case, what we just answered. Wendell, I just got a question. Bougie Boy will link that as well. And the question was, Bruni Kitty was asking yesterday, do you guys ever get worried that your photography, photos, or videos will get stolen online? Like somebody would replicate
Everybody does, and it is going to happen. Unfortunately, there is most times it doesn't. It's how predominantly it's used. There's some that take measures towards it. The thing is, always remember that things can happen. And a great example was when I had a sign business. I did a place that sold wigs, and they hired a graphic designer 2 years before that to do one of those vinyls that go all in, like, to cover a window with a girl. I guess it was a really good looking vinyl covering and all that, until a girl from Sweden was visiting Montreal. And this wasn't down in the downtown core, it was up one of the mountains, a bit more obscure, and just happened to pass by and said, "Oh, I know that girl. She's a well-known Swedish singer." So she tweeted it out. Well, the singer found it. Singer had never given her authorization to use it, nor was asked, and the girl got hit with a lawsuit. I think at the time, though, they settled. I think it cost her $2,600 when it was done, but then that's legal fees on top of all that as well and everything. So always remember, somebody's watching. There's lots of photos are tagged. They're very easy to track on YouTube if you have them set properly. Even if you just use a very small portion of it, it can even be it goes right down to the pixel in general when you do the search. So you want to be very, very careful. But unfortunately, on the other side of it, there's always going to be stuff, and it's just how badly the artist wants to come back on you for it. So
I think her problem was yesterday as well, and she was talking about sharing her poetry on Instagram, and people were actually copying and pasting it as their own. So if there's anybody in the chat that actually shares the creative writing, is that the way that you are dealing with copycatting of the same creative writing pieces? Because that's something that we haven't dealt before. Photos and videos, yes, as Andrew was just answering, but copywriting, literally taking off the whole pieces of stories or poetry. How do you deal with that?
And remember, folks, anything you take from somebody else is copyright. It doesn't matter if it's a written word, images, video, music. I know a lot of times it seems like with YouTube, when we think copyright, it always goes back to music, but it's anything but. All those mediums, all those things, if it belongs to somebody else, it belongs to somebody else. If you don't have proper permission for it, you're opening yourself up to trouble. Even if it says you don't need to put the link in the music you use. Oh, sorry, I jumped in.
It's a follow-up question. Well, if you do use it, still, I would add it, unless it's YouTube library that you're using. I would still add it, just because sometimes they change it. Sometimes person says, well, it's okay to use it, and don't mention me. And then a year later, they say, well, no, I want to reference, But on the other hand, it's just a good digital citizenship. That's the new word now. If you use somebody's content, even if they say it's okay to use it, it's a good ethic thing to do, is to put them as a reference. That's why we also, part of why we put the resource links in the chat is that, but also for you to get investigated more into what we're talking about, if you have a wish for that. But also, people have done their research, give them a credit, even if they don't ask for it. Sometimes that's all that people want, We always credit MU Free Music, although we don't now always still use him. Like on the second season, that was solely his music. Now it is partially, but we still credit him, because why not?
Well, the intro is still his and stuff like that, and
Exactly. So definitely, just be safe for you as well. Corbin Connection Comedy, good to see you.
Welcome to all you guys, folks. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please do. And if you haven't tweeted out, please do. It really does help out immensely. One all the smoke, how are you? Welcome as well. Great to see you.
And next question here was from Wendell Life was asked, what do you recommend for broadcast software for interviews?
If you're not going to be using graphics and stuff like that, I mean, I would just be using Zoom myself. I mean, why complicate things? I still think Zoom is better than StreamYards myself, but that's open interpretation, and each has their own likes and wants for it. I think Zoom does a good job. We're using OBS, and then we pipe in Zoom for when we were doing interviews and stuff like that, or when we get back into them. But that's because we have a certain layout that we want to use. But if you want to keep things basic and then just have a straightforward interview on that, I would just go with Zoom myself.
It's really good quality for HD and audio as well. So if you want to use it as for podcast after, it's really well done for that.
Especially anybody who is, as a side note, anybody on low bandwidth levels. If anybody's ever been to Canadian Drone Hub, unbelievable how, because he is at when he is streaming, he's at 0.3, 0.2 upload. That's how low it is, and it brings out the quality so much better. If you go back and look 6 months ago when he was using Hangouts to now, it's a completely different system, different look to it, and that's how well it works. The compression is fantastic. I figured Bearded Hoods, I figured you're going to tell me in Philippines is cat. We get that every now and then, and also we just learned recently in the Czech language it means kiss. There you go.
And after suggestion for Pixel P, we stopped using it in our titles in hopes that we will get a green coin just in case.
That's right.
And it might actually partially work, so I have to give credit to Pixel P from that now. Omar Master got your question there as well. We'll follow up with that. Dave K. ASMR yesterday asked, and it's a question that I think you're going to like, Andrew.
I just want to answer Omar and then we'll get into it.
Yeah.
If I do a reaction video, does that count as copyright? The moment you take on somebody else's content, you've opened yourself up to the chance for copyright. There is chance to do reaction videos where you can get away with it, but always remember the fact that the moment you decide to work with somebody else's, you've opened yourself up to the chance for copyright. And there's no law, I can't state this enough because we hear it going all the time. With music especially, but it contains, well, if you only use 1/8 of it, you use 1/16 of it. If you only use the first 30 seconds, if you play it before the singing part starts, every one of those are absolutely wrong. As the moment you use somebody else's stuff, you've opened yourself up to the chance to a copyright strike. I just want to cut it down. That's as simple as it is. The moment, anything, music, written word, images, video, all that, you've opened yourself up to the chance you are going to potentially have you are potentially going to get hit with a copyright strike. So, sorry, I just want to answer that because I know it's getting spliced. We get that all the time. Well, some guy told me that if you play it twice and you do this on the top of your head, it doesn't count as a copyright strike. I mean, it's just unbelievable how people are going around telling other people this kind of stuff. It's almost like they're trying to get the other people's channels taken down. So I just wanted to address that as clearly as possible. So, sorry, what was the next question?
So the question was from Dave K. Or Dave Eats ASMR.
Hey.
And I think you're going to like this question. How come channels blow up? For example, there are channels that are like 100K, or there have been cases of like millions in a couple of months. And they're basically ignoring the algorithm, like they're doing nothing. They're just putting whatever content out there. And then there are other channels that do everything, and the content is amazing, and they're like no subscribers almost, and almost no views. Like, how come is it happening?
I want to put something in here, and I know it's probably not what everybody's going to want to hear, but we got to face one thing. Luck is a huge factor in YouTube. You're going to places, and I know what's going on, and they're saying, oh, I'm going to get you this. We're going to get you so many viewers. We're going to do all this and that. That's why that makes me so angry. Because Xenia and I could have started doing that last year and tapped into that for sure, long before. But since we've been on here, that's the one thing that we've noticed has been a channel killer in the end, is lying. even with what we talk about and all the right steps in that, is only stacking the cards in your favor. There's no guarantee. And Casey Neistat has said that himself. It's about 97% luck. That said, I truly believe it's important to have your channel in best standing as possible in case that realm happens to hit you, you're ready for it. Because also remember too, the better looking your channel is, the more likely somebody bigger might notice it and say something about it and tell other people. If your channel, I mean, you could have the crappiest channel in the world, and if you have a big channel, I don't know, dude purring them shout you out, you're going to get views. Their viewers are like puppets. They're going, and they're going to check out. You're not going to get every one of them because they don't get every viewer. But they're going to get a lot. I mean a swarm. And if they say subscribe and watch it, they're going to subscribe and watch it. You're going to have this great big rise. But if you don't have anything to back it up, that's quickly going to drop off. And guess what? 3 weeks later, you're a lot worse off than when you started. Because you actually had a big vested interest in your channel and people didn't come back. So that's proven to the algorithm it ain't worth going to. There's nothing to see there. There's no substance to it. So we're not going to we're going to recommend them. It's not always fair on here either. I mean, because a lot of it is luck and that. But also, you know, you got to stick to your guns, wait out. The other part is too, is you got to look at your message that you're sending, and you can have a really great looking channel, but it's the information is not clicking with other people.
Now, on the other hand, if you're here to actually earn money, if that's what the way, you know, I want to be popular and earn millions, it's not everything as you seem. Like we were talking before, first of all, you know, one of the biggest, well, top second or first sometimes, YouTuber on this platform, PewDiePie, earned $13 million last year. He's the biggest YouTuber, but he's not the biggest earner.
The draw, yeah.
Now, there are channels, and I know personally, that have a couple 100,000 subscribers, okay? You would say, well, they have a great revenue. Some of them earn as little as $1 per 1,000 views, okay? Because it depends on lots of different factors, and we're going to go into details on that later, you know, in a different stream, because it's a whole new subject.
Yeah. But
just because somebody has more views doesn't mean that they have more income from YouTube. It depends on a whole different bunch of things, and lots of channels I've seen on Twitter addressing YouTube. Why is my revenue so low? You know, I'm a channel with 500,000 subscribers, and I only earn $200 a month. What? Like, why are you putting all that effort? And get, you know, and like, what's going on? Something is wrong. Because that's what something that you got to think about when you look. Subscribers and views is not always what you think it is. So just have a clear set of eyes when you're looking at it and comparing to yourself, because that's what we all do. Even when we say we don't, it's like kids, you know, they say don't compare them, but we still all do. I do mine for fun, First Munch says, and want to show people Scottish Highlands, my motorbike, and cover amputation tricks, phantom pain and leg fitting. Yes, and you know, and that's what in part of why we started doing what we're doing, because I don't know if any newcomers of you know that we actually started Andrew started as a video channel, sometimes called train channel. But mostly cinematic videos, and as you all see, our older videos are cinematic edited videos and not live streams. But we started doing the live streams, and when we thought about where to go with it, that's exactly was part of it, a big part of it, because we've seen that a lot of channels with amazing content has almost no exposure whatsoever. And yes, you know, having a great SEO might not be the answer to all, but it definitely takes out the chance of not making at all. You know, like if you do know the ways how you can make it better, well, then why not to try to make 100% of them? So then the chance can be left the least, so to say. You know, you do the best what you can have in your control, and then, well, the rest we can't control, we don't know. Then, you know, you at least know you did the best of what you can. On the other hand, there are also channels that are saying, well, I'm just making the best content, and people are going to come because they love my content. It's all nice, but they don't, because they don't see it. YouTube just don't show it. It has nothing to do with your content. It has nothing to do with what you're doing. You can have the best, Hitchcock movie out there, or, have an Oscar for it, but if YouTube is not going to push it, nobody's going to see it. So all that passion is just gonna, for who? So no matter what the reason is why you are in YouTube, money, popularity, or just your passion, most likely you want your content to be pushed by YouTube, because otherwise you will keep it private on your YouTube so nobody can see it. If you don't have your videos private, then you want somebody to see it. And if you do, then might as well try to be the best you that you can be, so YouTube actually can find it and push it.
Very well said. Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Okay, that's a little bit moralization there.
Sorry, I was hitting Xenia with a copyright strike.
Yeah.
No, it's good to hear her say that. I like that. I'm just... Mono, what's my cut?
Yeah, we want to know. What's your cut? Let us know in the chat. Pixel Pia says you have to define your audience and audience you want to reach, and then you have to find the places what the audience are. Yes, I agree. Definitely have to go where the audience is.
Be realistic, folks. Not everybody's going to like you, and that's the simple state of it, and you got to go chasing after the people that like what you do and find out the places. And if it's good to have all your social medias, but you're going to focus more on some of them. Some of your content is going to do a lot better from Facebook groups versus Twitter. And if you're a gaming group and all those different things, you have to know where your audience is to reach them. Think of advertising on channel. If you're in Montreal here and you're a Mercedes-Benz dealer, chances are you're not advertising on the local ska channel. You're going to be going after talk radio and stuff like that, because that's more where your ownership that can afford what you do does. You have to know your demographics. You have to go where your demographics is. That's really important, and that gets lost a lot as well. So know where they are. Know you. You wonder why I put so much emphasis on the about section? Because the about section, if you go through it and you do it properly, you know you. And if you know who you are, you're able to focus enough to go after where it really matters. That's a big problem with what Xenia and I do. That's what makes what we do so hard, is because we cover such a wide gamut of ages and niches and stuff like that. It's actually one of the harder ones to be into, because it's a world of niches on YouTube, and we don't really fit into a niche. So you really need to work on your niche. You need to play that in your favor. And I know some people say, yeah, but I like gaming, and I like, I don't know, swinging a tennis racket, and I like these and this and this and this. I get that. And if you're okay with just putting that up there and seeing where it goes, that's fine. But if not, you really got to focus and sit down and say to yourself, what is my channel about once and for all? Where do I fit in the scheme of things? What do I represent on here? Then once you know that, then you start running with that and getting it out to the audiences that matter. It is good to get eyes on as many as possible, but not everybody's going to like it. So by getting it out there, you're getting more numbers, more chance of people watching it, but really garner towards the people that like what you do, that are in your niches. There's a lot of you in here with some great niches in that, and it's finding out where you stick out from the crowd, like I was talking about a while ago, to make yourself that individual, to answer the questions that people are asking YouTube that aren't getting answered. Just think of us like a library, when people are pulling books. I want to know about this, I want to know about that. That's what niche within a niche is. Because the niches have grown so much, now you got to find that place within that niche that makes you shine, that makes you different from all other channels in that niche. They can get that kind of information more from you than anybody else. And then go after the people that want that information. It is really important. Know your audience, know where you got to reach them, know how to engage with them. Engagement is huge, folks. Be part of their community. Be the part. I like to think that, if I can say that with confidence, out of a lot that goes on here, first and foremost, even past the wheel, past push and stuff like that, people have kind of started to rely on us as they hear something on YouTube or on another channel. They tend to come over and ask, is this true? And that we're very proud of, because that's what we've focused, especially I think I'd say the last 6 months. Mm-hmm. We've really jumped onto it with the new topics we've been doing, the features and everything else is playing off that feeling that you guys seem to get from us, our core group, and then as new ones are added. Now some, yes, will come in just on the wheel night, some will just come in the push nights. That's fine. You can't kick people out for doing that. They have a right to watch what they want. But I believe our core demographic is based on the fact that they feel that they've found a place where they feel they can come and ask. because that is great. It is hard to find the truth on YouTube because so many are lying. Exactly. Thank you, Salvatore. That's why we always show our work. Here's the links to where we found this. Here's the links to where we found that. And I feel like that's paid off in time. We've had our ups and downs, and we've had our other channels, I should say, have had issues with us. But we've stayed on course, because if we don't, we're just going to veer off, and then what are we? We're just another channel floating around with no identity. So, I only come in on the Pusa Studios nights. No, Matt. Oh my God, you are so awesome. Yeah, Wendy Babs, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Great to see you. And Brad Ariel says, can I come every night?
Yeah, I think he can move this.
Oh, I forgot to turn on the fan.
I think he can move this way. And we might not see us for a while, but that's okay. You can still hear us.
It'll just take a second, guys. I forgot to turn on the fan.
Josh and Callie, hello, how are you? If you're wondering why it's black, well, it's not you, it's us this time.
We're still here. Boo.
Emma says, I also think the YouTube analytics show you who our audience are. I like you coming here because you give us all this information. Thank you so much. Yes, definitely it shows you. And the deeper you dive into YouTube audience and YouTube Studio, Alpha now, the more you understand what your audience is and who to look for and what to look for. You want to know everything you can about your target audience, about the people that are watching you. And I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the demographics, the country, what they're interested about, what their other hobbies are, as a group. The more you know that, the better you succeed in targeting their interests. Donnie Shawshaw is here. Hello, how are you?
Hey, Donnie. How are you?
And
Good
Andrew Broca, Jenny says.
Yeah, there we go. We're back. Yeah, I forgot. I was working on it today, and I forgot to turn the fan back on. I put a switch on to it. See, it was better without the switch because I could never forget to shut it off.
Yes.
Lesson learned.
And I don't even touch it because there's too much buttons. Okay, so we have a couple other questions here, and I keep saving the ones that you guys have here as well. Now, if you do have questions that I missed, you can always ask those in our Discord.
Hang on one second. There you go, folks. I took some pictures this morning, so there it goes. Now you can see the switch actually just down below the webcam. So I put in a new umbilical cord, and everything is detachable now with a quick attach, so I can unplug them all right at the base. So if you need to work onto it or anything like that, it's a little bit of junked wire there, but I'm going to go and see a store, see if they can cut the wires to have them sized for me on the video cam on the cord. And there's that little fan under the battery that was shut off on the left side.
Bran says that we need a dry ice under the camera. It's tough in the tropical climate there, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know what we're going to do in the summer with all this.
So there, the next time Xenia says, oh, it's cold in here, I approve. Going to say, well, it wasn't cold enough because the camera went off. So, there you go. That's my saving grace. So
Junk Pick, hello, good to see you here. Let's
welcome to Donnie as well. I meant to say hi to you as well too, Donnie, a while ago. Hope you're doing fantastic.
Now, this is a question we get, I think, every live stream or every Tek Talk Tuesday. Why is my number going up and down? It's me or is it YouTube? Tommy Tremonte is asking.
It's YouTube. Ours been jumping. I've just been watching it. It's been running around like crazy. It happens. Be mindful of your numbers. I've never bought the fact that numbers don't matter. They certainly do. They're not everything, though. And fluctuations like that, they're just par for the course. Everybody is getting them. Everybody complains. Sometimes it's more or less. Unless it takes a gigantic drop, like then something seriously is wrong. If you're losing, I'll have somebody message me and, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'm losing numbers. Well, how many you lose? I lost 3.
And yes, it might seem a lot when you have a couple hundred, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't want to dismiss that. But in YouTube scheme, for them it is nothing.
Even if you have 100 and you lose 3, you still got 97. Honest, that's. I'm just saying that, and I don't want to downplay it. It sucks, and it is what it is. Good that you're mindful of it. Good that you know what's going on. Don't keep hitting the refresh button, watching it, because you're going to notice it changes all the time. All the time. We lose numbers every time we go live. That is just the way it is, and we lose about 2 or 3. And what can you do? I'm not going to say, well, we're not going to go on because of it. Life's got to go on, so be mindful of it. Just don't let it run your channel. Everything is important, guys, in moderation. I've been preaching that for so long now. Nothing is unimportant. They all matter. All those points towards YouTube. But also none of them trumps the other. Everything is just what it is. It's like having an engine. You don't just let your engine go until it dies one day. You need to know what's going on. You need growth. That's a natural part of YouTube. But it's not everything towards it to get buried on that number. So, Paul Beck, Dry Tube, how are you? Great to see you. Drywall Tube, excuse me. Hope you're doing fantastic. Great to see you in the house. Another channel, guys. He's creeping up on 80K.
Yeah, I want to see how far he is there. Because he was super close yesterday. Oh
my God.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting
Another
there.
400 gained in a day.
Man, you are growing. You are
keeping
growing.
an eye. I think tomorrow it's going to be the day.
That's right, folks. There you go. Paul Peck Drywall is getting close to 80K. If you don't have him, grab him up. Unbelievable. Well done, bud. Well done.
Kim J, hello and welcome back here. Next question that we have here is from Split Screen Gaming League, Games and Vlogs. Do you know when YouTube Creator Classic is going away for good? I find the new header to use easier on the mobile. It's supposed to go away now as we speak. Already 1% of YouTube creators actually don't have access to the Classic anymore. As you know, if you're using the beta, you still have an access to some of the features that you can use in Classic. Well, 1% don't have this feature anymore. So if you haven't jumped into the beta, please do, because one of the days you're going to wake up and there's not going to be any more Classic available, and then it's going to be a shock to the system.
I know people don't like change, but honestly, beta is so much better. Before, it was just there. Now with the beta, I actually consider it, which is now pretty much the standard, I consider it a tool just like I would TubeBuddy now. I really do. I think they've done a phenomenal job of streamlining a lot of it. The information is actually useful. They did a good job of putting it more into layman's terms with thought bubbles besides that explains it. All those things really help out. So
definitely, once you start doing it, it really it's pretty intuitive. It's just kind of like any other thing, And if you have any particular question, ask us, and I will try to help you with that.
Donnie Shaw is asking, does anyone find it awkward editing features channels tab?
Yeah, well, it's just too many steps that are unnecessary. Yeah, it could have been done just with one button.
But there's guys, use the feedback with them, especially on Twitter and stuff like that. Let them know stuff like that. That's the stuff that can get changed. They are actually been changing some stuff based on users, not all of it, but those are great things to bring up with them and get them to change more. Yeah,
exactly. And you can also send the feedback. There's a button on the left bottom side that will create a screenshot for you. And therefore, we'll send them the information added.
But the rest of it, though, I found they have, like, especially for understanding your reach and stuff like that and everything, I think they've done a really bang-up job with it, I gotta say. There's just more useful information. It doesn't feel like a waste of time anymore. Because honestly, before, it was kind of up there with Social Blade. It served a basic purpose, and that was about it. Like, not much good for anything else.
Yeah, and there is so much information added all the time, and like Andrew said, like we asked Tom, this part of Creator Insider, like, what is with short descriptions? Like you can't write a description, it doesn't expand. Like it's hard to do description editing every time, because you can't scroll through. 2 weeks later, done. It's done. Now you can actually expand your description and have a normal description window like you did before, so you just gotta ask. You
gotta remember something. If something makes sense to them, they're gonna listen to it if you catch their attention, because it only helps them too. They don't want to listen to, let's call it short, they got a lot of things to do. They don't want to listen to us bitch and complain about it all the time. So if something works out for them, they're happy too, because it's one less thing they have to listen about complaints. So
Pixel P is asking, I just found a great thing with TubeBuddy new SEO Studio that I wish YouTube studios have. You can drag and drop your keyword in TubeBuddy and change the order of them. Yeah, that has been existing for a while now, actually for a long time. And the new SEO tool that they added really is the same thing that they already had. It's just in a different It's one button now. Before they had the same thing, so I thought first there's something completely new. Well, it's not. If you already know what you're doing, it doesn't really help you too much. If you're just starting your channel, then yes, definitely use it every time. Bait the hook. Thank you. Don't go back and forth. Choose one or make 2 channels.
Yep.
Just a quick answer. Next question we had here was last 2 updates. Miss Full Roller Sierra was asking, last 2 updates have erased a huge number of my replies to comments on my videos. Should I go back and reply again? One of the problems why you have that might be because you're copy pasting.
Yeah, I think so.
The other problem might be because YouTube thinks that it's spam, or you're using words that are not supposed to be. So even if it's you commenting and not somebody else, they can still remove it automatically because they think it's a spam. So I would definitely, if you want to have a reply, go back and reply using different words.
Sometimes if we meet a new channel, I have a thing that I put into it to let people, tell people a bit about what we do. But I counterbalance that by writing more than what that is, and I don't paste it every 5 minutes and stuff like that. It's more on select channels and stuff. You have to be really careful, and most of the times that's what it is. It's either like one word answers or basically the same comment, copy pasted, copy pasted, copy pasted. The computer is very good at putting together connections like that. I know we all feel like we can kind of pull a fast one onto it sometimes, but it's pretty hard to outrun when it comes to this because it's always looking for patterns. That's why we tell people to say, as long as you say it in 200 characters here, feel free to use the term subscribed. You're not doing anything wrong. YouTube is well aware the word exists. Everybody was panicking. Don't say this, and we're going to call it flippers, and we're going to call it this and that. But if you're typing flippers 500 times a minute, there's no difference. You haven't fooled the algorithm. It's just become aware that this is the term they're using, and you're going to get the same treatment. Just take the extra few moments. That's why we ask people not to say, I got you, I subbed you. Just talk to people for that simple reason. We don't want the chat looking like one big copy and paste going through it. That's what keeps us in the good books with the algorithm, is doing that. So, hey there, Hot Rod Rodney, how are you? Welcome. Kim J, you're very welcome, and thank you so much for saying that.
Next question here is from Pixel P was asking, does videos marked as for kids show up in YouTube Kids in any form? No, they don't automatically. Videos marked as for kids. Okay, so now YouTube Kids are a different system, a different platform than YouTube itself. And just because you mark your content as made for kids doesn't automatically end it up in the YouTube Kids app or desktop version. In fact, you can't even apply to it. You can try to be, if somebody wants to be to the purpose, you can try to be as friendly as possible, and they have full guidelines on it. If anybody wants to message me, and I'll send you the whole guidelines if you can't find them yourself. And then if you do comply with those, they basically choose you to add you to it. Now, honestly, I think it's AI that does it anyway. But it's not automatic. It's not like everything that is made for kids ends up there. No, like I said, you can't even apply. They basically filter out content and add it to that platform. It's like separate platform altogether.
Sorry guys, there was a bunch just got kicked out of here and our chat disconnected. We went down like 16 or 18 people. So thank you guys if you're hanging in there and coming back. The American Wanderer, welcome. Saucy Sean as well, welcome. Great to have you in here. Hope you guys are doing fantastic.
Some of these replies were detailed as I was answering questions. Yes, some were either just thanks or thanks for stopping by.
What happens though sometimes if they're thanks and short, no, I'm not saying you're doing this, so don't take it that way. But say you were putting like the majority of them as thanks. Sometimes it can just do a wide sweep, and some of the good ones get taken out with everything else as well that they were looking for. We're not aware of your exact situation. I'm just guessing, trying to figure it out by the time. So I'm not saying you were definitely doing that. Just that might be the case though as well, depending on the ratio.
There was a bug going around, which was a little bit different feature, but it might be the reason for it. I know. If you had a TubeBuddy or vidIQ extension downloaded, it made your comments double up. Like hundreds of times. You would put something and then it would be 100 of comments at the same, which is spam. So maybe it is something similar, just making me think about it. Try to uninstall and reinstall the extension if you have them. If you don't have them, then honestly, I would just send the feedback to YouTube asking for the answer for that one. But it's always a possibility, because that was dragging for a whole while everybody together with vidIQ and TubeBuddy figured out what's going on.
American Explorer says I got disconnected and signed out of YouTube. Had to sign back. It's happening like crazy, and I even tried it tonight when we started. I took a second, disconnected this, went on the backup server to see if that would change anything. So.
Yes, exactly. Pixelp. And now Omar was asking if we already answered that one. Okay, split screen gaming asked. Now, I never understood the allow embedding option. By default, it's on when downloading videos. Should I leave it on, or should I consider turning that off? What are the benefits either way?
Just once you start, then I'll jump in.
Now, there are different answers to that. Allow embedding allows somebody to embed the whole video, not a link, but a video as it is, to, let's say, their blog, okay? Which in the version of a blog being using your content is fine and probably beneficial to you. But most of the time people suggest not to click that button, meaning like not allow to embed, because a lot of third-party spam websites use that option to use your videos to gain traffic to their websites. If you, for example, if you go and look for any of your videos, and maybe you'll be lucky and that doesn't happen to you, try ours. If you look for any of our videos, you're going to see that our videos can be found not only on YouTube, but also on some kind of very weird websites of weird origin. Okay, that's what they do, because we use it because we are live streaming. For live streams, it is beneficial, but for videos, I really you have to weigh your options, because it definitely increases the chances of these third-party spam websites using your videos as their traffic gain. So yeah, so here you go. That's my answer.
Sorry guys, I thought my daughter was crying. Ended up it was the television going in the back part, so I do apologize.
If we allow embedding, can that be used as we talked about yesterday with the chameleon? Yes, of course. Yes, definitely, for sure. So definitely, well, like I said, like we don't have it now. We don't have embedding now, but we used to, and I'm not going over through all of the hundreds of videos to disconnect that. But that's what makes it possible that these third-party suspicious channels websites are using it. So yeah. About a week or so after I have done those comments. Thank you so much. Well, I hope it solves it out, Miss Full Roller. Let us know.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, next question here, I hope I answered that one, is from First Munch. I have noticed a lot of channels get to around 250 subs and they get stuck. Very strange, but what could be the reason?
Well, there's an initial push when channels get going. The 250 is kind of interesting number, actually. J&K Adventure Vlog. Melly93 Eats, welcome as well. Great to have you guys in here. You're going to notice the more you're in YouTube, you're going to see different levels of channels that are kind of all caught around the same number. And there is some things about it. YouTube gives you initial push when you first get going. You don't know that when you first start YouTube. If you start a second channel, you're well aware of it. That's the time you want to jump on the bandwagon and have it, take advantage of it, because it does give a push. That's why somebody who has Donnie Shaw has a channel that he brought. We were talking the other night. I don't know if he's done it yet or not. He has a live channel and it's been out for a year and he hasn't done anything with it. He's at around 100 subscribers. That's why we were telling him he should just give up on that one, take that content and put on a brand new one, because he'll get an initial push. Donnie's been in here for a while, so he knows how YouTube works, so he can take advantage of that. If you don't take advantage of it, the channels tend to get over that initial push and then kind of flatline. Now that said, too, you're going to see other channels that are stuck. And since the 1K, 4K thing came out, you're going to also see channels stuck in a lot. There's kind of groupings of them. You know, a lot of the ones from 2 years ago now, you know, they're like, you know, in the 5 to 7s and stuff like that, and all those areas. There's a lot from last year at the 2 to 3, because they were in a rush to get those numbers and then just kind of spend all their time doing it. A lot of them made the big mistake of turning into network channels, even though they were a gardening channel or a cricket channel or a whatever channel. And then once they got it, they're kind of stuck because they can't go back to what they did, because the algorithm looks at them as a live streaming channel now, and there was a networking channel every time you looked on YouTube. So they just kind of fizzle out on there and get stuck. What I kind of call it is like kind of a sitting purgatory. So there is some bigger groups. The 250 is interesting more, but I get what you're saying. Probably around the 250 to 500 mark, and they've just been stagnant there for months. A lot of times they had the initial push, maybe went to a couple of networks, but didn't push into their channel and build up a core audience, and that kind of fizzled out. That's why I say it's good to know about the numbers. It's important to know about your numbers, but if all you're doing is just for the sake of numbers, that's what's going to happen, because you're not working on anything more long-term and self-sufficient. Like, look at all the stuff we've been going through lately with people digging with their channel again. That it's not the numbers we were bringing in a couple of months ago, but you know what? We're still bringing in decent numbers because we worked hard to build up a core audience that, you know, that keep their eye out, that know we're on at this time, that even if they don't get the update, they tend to look around because they want to come in and watch. That's the investment that does pay off into it. So that helps us weather storms, and then when they're done, we can get back onto business. And also keeps the channel float. It's so important to build up a core. It's the same as a business. You're going to have people walk in, say you're a watch store, I don't know, and some people just walk in and grab the merchandise, kind of look at it, and they're gone, and back and forth. But that's great. Walk-in traffic's important, but you also need a core of those people that come in anytime something breaks with their watches, anytime they need to find anything. You're the place they got to come to get that fixed, because they trust you, they feel comfortable with you, they built a repertoire with you. So it's great to grow, and you've got to cast a big net to catch some good fish. But really make sure as soon as you have a good fish on your hands that you try to give them all that you can, so they keep coming back, because that core is a really big part of helping your channel grow. Yes, they're coming back the same night, but by being there, they're making your channel more stable, which attracts other people to coming in as well.
And D-Crack, welcome back. D-Crack is saying that consistency definitely helped build his channel, and agree there. Definitely. I mean, it's consistency with us. If you see our, sometimes we are off of it, but usually we are always on at the same times, on the same days of the week, with the same type of show. You know, Tek Talk Tuesday every week at 7. You know, Monday is every week at 7. Thursdays is every week at 1. So it's always the same thing every time. And that's why when we are off of the schedule, we'll usually tell you guys, you know, YouTube probably doesn't know that we're on an hour early or hour late, because it's so used to it. It's used to it, and it's good because it knows when to look for our content, and it looks for it and it pushes out more. So it definitely helps, and it definitely helps to attract more views, of course, and YouTube's attention as well. So
definitely.
Yeah.
I want to welcome Chipper's Family Adventures as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
And I seen also mention Fade Shadow, I think, was talking about the burnout, and I do agree. Definitely lots of people burn out after the first couple of hundred. Lots of people burn out after the first 1,000 because it's work. It's work. And yes, there's some lucky channels that get up there without work. Like anything in life, there's always exceptions. But on average, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of hours. It's much more work than people think before they jump in. Like, I never thought there was so much into this, really, in all of the meetings, possibly. And I'm going to take a year off work to work on my channel. I'll be
God, no.
No. I will have to eat out trash cans. The channel gonna awesome, yeah.
No.
Please don't. Is posting a video once a fortnight enough?
Unless you have something incredibly engaging, I would recommend at least once a week. I would. I mean, I don't overstretch yourself, but I still find every 2 weeks it's got to be something really a big draw for people to remember and look forward to it. It's tricky. I mean, There is like a channel I mentioned the other night that does one a month, and it took him a long time to get realized. It was actually once he ended up on H3 podcast that gave him a decent push. It's just a lot harder, that's all. Now, also the same thing too, you don't want to be milling them out left, right, and center. Lots also get the fever of, oh good, I'm going to be a daily vlogger because Casey Neistat was a daily vlogger and that's a great thing. Yeah, it sounds good on paper, but a lot harder to pull off in real life.
Don't commit to more that you can pull off. It's better to have less, but still consistent, than more, and you burn out of it.
And usually that's my answer for everything. I do think though every 2 weeks is a bit hard.
I agree.
I would say at least once a week myself.
And a new channel, probably even more than that. Yeah. But again, like if you're gonna burn out, you might as well not
have
start.
one consistent each week, and then a bonus one now and then if you have it into you. But never put up something, guys, that's boring. You're just shooting yourself in the foot. Don't put it up just for the sake of getting up. That's why with one a week, usually you can do something that's quite interesting in what you do, and matter of fact. But if it's, I got to get it up 10 minutes because I want the 2 ads, and it's boring after the 6-minute point, end it at the 6-minute point and live to create another day.
Now, some people do it too much. In fact, you should have at least 24 hours in between of the videos and let them breathe and actually have some attention, because YouTube, first of all, suppresses your previous one once you put the new one out. That's why for us it's different, because a live stream only has a certain lifespan to begin with. But if it's a video, it's just going to not suggest your previous one as much. And also, YouTube only sends 3 notifications a day and 24-hour period to your subscribers. So if they already got the notification on all of the other stuff that you're doing, they're not just gonna get notification about your new video. So don't crowd them together too much. That also can kill your channel.
Leave them breathe. Leave them a chance to grow.
Next question here on DCrack. I did get your questions. So we'll get to that as well. So next question was here from Exploring with Carl said, some people do their live streams and delete it afterwards. Do they lose their watch time? Should you keep it private so you don't fall?
If they delete it, it's definitely gone. It also doesn't look good to the algorithm, guys. It really looks bad to the algorithm. It's almost like you're open a store, but you're working under the table part of the day. You're taking some profits and putting them. It's even unlisting them. There was channels. Kay is a great example that was in tonight. She was trying to monetize for many months, and then finally, what happened was hers were unlisted. There was too many videos unlisted. The algorithm's just not paying attention. We've seen that happen a lot of times. She listed her videos, and then within, I think it was 3 days?
Yeah.
She was monetized. That shows you that the algorithm is watching when something like that happens. Because it has to ask itself, why are those being hid? This doesn't make sense. You're here to create for people. You're doing these things and pulling them back. Not that Kay was doing anything wrong. She wanted to do that to put more focus on her videos. It's an understandable move. It's just the algorithm doesn't see everything in anything in gray. It's pretty much black and white as it comes. So it definitely raises, and it just says, well, this channel, there's something fishy going on, so we're just going to bypass it. It wasn't like she got a notification about it or what to do, or, it just kept going on to the next one, until it seemed that the channel was ready to be looked at. And for her, it was just bringing back her streams that were unlisted and brought them back.
In fact, with the new system of monetization, if you haven't reached your threshold yet, you're going to see the separate tab that's called monetization. When you open it, and it's going to have a ticker for subscribers and for watch time. And sometimes people are like, "Oh my God, I thought I already have them." It's because it only counts your public watch time. So even if in your YouTube Studio analytics you see that you have your watch time reached, but you have unlisted videos, it will show that watch time of unlisted videos in the Studio Analytics, but it is not going to count towards your public watch hours. So only public videos count towards your requirement of watch hours. So if you want to get those 4,000 hours, you can't unlist them, because even unlisted ones are not going to count towards your watch hours.
Yep.
So yeah, and it's super easy now to see with that new tab. Like, we don't have it obviously because we're monetized, but if you don't, you have it separately. They made it super easy now. It actually sends you a notification now, an email. Yay, you reached your threshold. That's a huge mistake. Lots of people, and then they ask us like, what happened? I thought I already have a watch time. Well,
I just want to mention for views, we're getting close. We're actually less than 2,000 away from 700,000. And if I may say so, for a channel that does live streaming, strictly live streaming, that's a lot. Quite proud of that.
yeah, me too.
Because we don't get evergreen growth with our channel. We're live streaming. And probably 20 to 24, well, maybe 25,000 of those are video watch. The rest is all uploads, live streams. So that's a feat that's coming up pretty soon. So quite happy with that. Just as a side note, haven't looked at that one in a while. No, cabin life. No, you don't. A great question, and that goes around a lot. People are saying that in live streams. No, you do not need to requalify. As long as your channel's active, once you've gone through the rigmarole to be monetized, you're good. You're golden. Run with it. You're fine. So you don't have to requalify. You don't need to go through all the steps every year. And I don't know why people are saying that. I don't. You know what, guys? I don't want to start lynch mobs or anything like that. But don't ever be shy to ask somebody if you hear something like that. Don't have to embarrass them. Don't turn into, like I say, a lynch mob. You can even DM them and say, can you send me the link where you found this or something like that? Because there's an awful pile of misinformation just put out, or people getting it half right that just want to say something to justify going on, or to justify that now they're a help channel and that. You want to catch people a lot of times when they do it, and I've seen this happen. Oh my God almighty, I've seen it happen so many times. I've seen where people have taken what we've talked about and gone and done their own thing, and they'll be like, I don't know, you shouldn't hide, and remember guys, you shouldn't hide your live streams, and somebody else type in the chat, oh, why? And then that's the moment, and you can almost go back and play it over at the second where their eyes do this when they read it, and then comes the the semi-stroke. It's easy to just kind of belt off stuff, but if you don't understand why you're saying it, don't say it. I wouldn't tell people, sit here and say, yeah guys, you shouldn't be jogging more than 37 minutes a day because this will do this to your heart. How the hell do I know? So there's a lot of regurgitated stuff out there just for the sake of trying to say it. Why is always the definitive factor. So just wanted to get that out there. But don't turn to lynch mob. You can always just message somebody. If they are right, then at least they'll share the information with you, and you can go and read up more about it yourself, which is really important. So
now, once again, like if we don't know the answer to questions, we say that we don't know because we don't know everything, and nobody can know everything. And if you don't know why, then might as well. It is just literally just repeating everything. So just to clarify, public video does not include other videos that aren't yours. No, only videos that you have uploaded on your channel count as your videos. If you share a playlist, it's not your watch hours. If you are on somebody else's live stream, it's not your watch hours. It's only the content that you have physically uploaded on your own channel counts towards anything on your channel. Because that's also something. Sometimes people say, well, if I am a guest on another person's channel, do I get watch hours? No. Now, next question here was from Omar asked, I can't seem to get subscribers on YouTube. What can I get to get my viewers to love my channel and subscribe? Well, I would suggest to watch our playlist of Tek Talk Tuesday. There are a lot of questions from fellow YouTubers and creators that we answer on a weekly basis, and I'm sure that can help you build your channel better and build your subscriber base as well as view and watch time. The first a little tidbit of the answer: create playlists and appealing branding for your channel that will definitely help you in the future.
Well said. Well said. Next question.
Drone Kings. Oh no, that was just a joke here. So stay away from the light. Found it buried asked, what is playback based CPM and what does it mean? It is a rate that is paid per 1,000 views. So it's an advertising rate that is paid per 1,000 views. So if you get a CPM $7, that means that you get $7 per 1,000 views. If it's $17, it's $17 per 1,000 views. That's what it basically is. And we talked about that just earlier when we talked about the big money that YouTube earned last year, that it can differ and has nothing really to do with the amount of subscribers you have whatsoever. Okay. D-Crack asked the question, how hard it is if you want to change content, like I do reactions, but want to upload gaming videos. Is it too risky or worth it?
Can you read the just cut because you cut in between?
D-Crack wants to change his content from being a reaction channel to being a gaming video channel. Is it too risky to change it? Or is it worth it?
Well, the thing is, you're kind of in a lucky place, I would say, and this is my opinion, because gaming and reaction videos tend to go together, and I'm sure you're going to kind of keep in the same realm of reactionary videos that appeal to gamers. But it is still risky, for sure it is. You have a core audience that's been brought up on what you do and your niche. It's always a gamble. It's always going to be a gamble anytime you make a change like that. Because it's like having a store that you went and bought, I don't know, forks from. You buy forks there. That's the place to go for forks, and then all of a sudden they're selling knives. Well, they all fit together, but they're not used to you doing that. So you always lend a chance of alienating your audience. But if there's any saving grace, and you've really thought it through, though, make sure you thought it through before you go through with it. Make a video, explain to people why you want to do it, and gradually you're going to be noticing a change, why it's going to happen. Don't just go and do it without any notification. And I would use that video as a gauging plate to see how people feel about it. Ask them to comment in the section, unless you're going to do it live. Get their thoughts onto it, see what they think, and you'll get, don't say you are doing it, say you're thinking of doing it, and just see what they have to say. Hey there, Swamp Picker, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. And Alyssa, how are you? By the way, have you thought about wearing a hat, face up to the camera, and singing out of tune, Andrew? I do that on numerous occasions.
Happy birthday is our best thing.
Yeah. Have you ever heard our happy birthday? You can't get much more out of tune than that. So.
Yeah. By the way, good done on that Brexit video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You nailed it.
Yeah. I was going to joke about my pickles and ice cream store, but you already basically said everything. Okay.
Hey, Muscle Man, how are you? Welcome.
Miss Full Roller. I can't pronounce it.
Oh, here, just going to follow up them with D-Crack. Sorry, I didn't mean totally changing my channel. Like, still do reactions, but change up content like reactions one day. Like I say, it is one of those things where they kind of combine, but even us that do something that's very combined under one umbrella, it makes it a lot harder for us to get noticed. That's the biggest thing. Even though they do kind of tie together, it's getting the algorithm to recommend people to go to you, and that's where it can really hurt you. Especially one day each like that, I would really, really recommend against it.
Yeah.
For that sake.
It dilutes it, definitely. You will still grow, but you would grow faster without it. So if you're okay with it, then it's one thing.
It's the year of the niches, guys, was 2019, and 2020, they're solidifying that. There's why is it like that? In a nutshell, there's just too many channels out there. And that means we have to find a place within a sliver to be another sliver that stands out. So it's very, very important to find out what we do differently from everybody else within our niche. So if you're in the RC community, for instance, you might focus on only doing trucks, like 18-wheelers and stuff like that. That can be like a niche within a niche. Because then it gives you, the algorithm knows anybody looking for 18-wheeler RC, tractor trailer RC, and all that stuff. You're an option because you've almost became like a specialist onto it, and that's what we're all doing. Think of YouTube like everybody's a doctor now. Everybody's a GP, and there's a mad demand for specialists. So now it's time to find out how we stand out from the rest of us within our niche and play on our strengths there. And every time we add another thing to what we do, we're diluting ourselves from becoming that specialist, because now you're not anymore. It's kind of like, well, I got a foot in reactions and I got a foot in gaming. It's a lot harder to be seen. So
Thank you so much, Muscle Man.
thank
you
you.
so much for the super chat. Do appreciate
appreciate
that,
it.
guys. Thank you so much. We just talked about CPR rates and our $80 income last month for ads probably is nothing much to brag about. So it does help your super chats, guys. Thank you so much.
And yes, D-Crack, exactly. So best bet if I want to do some different content, create a separate channel, most definitely.
And you can still cross-promote it. You can
Yeah,
have a playlist on the other channel,
Yep.
right? You can still have the content, community page, and all of that. Use it in combination.
I know, Donnie. I know. I agree with you. Notice the popular YouTubers nowadays do stupid challenges like last one, the hot tub gets 100K.
Well, yeah, Mr. Mr. Beast
Beast,
gets copied now over and over and over. Yeah.
You see, that's what happens. That's what happens. Everybody looks and says, oh my God, he's doing good with that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And that's what happens. It dilutes the whole genre. Look at music. Look at music. I was just watching tonight a special about a biography about Bon Jovi. Great example of how the 80s went down. By the end, everybody sounded like Skid Row by the 90s. Every band had 4 bands, blonde hair, this, that, everything. That music goes that way all through generations. And the same thing on YouTube. That's why I was saying at the beginning of tonight, find out what makes you stand out from the crowd. Otherwise, you're just another photocopied piece of paper on here.
And we'll do one here, so keep that in mind. There's only a couple of questions left. The last one getting out of our chat will get a shout out at the beginning of the video tomorrow. The last one getting out of our chat tonight will get a special shout out tomorrow at the beginning of our live stream. So there you go.
There you go.
And
there you go.
the questions here. How do you get a good quality live stream when streaming from a mobile device?
Good connection. That's about all you can do with it. I mean, that's what always stands in between you. You're always as strong as your connection. I'll stay all night, Bo.
Well, I only can judge it by the last comment. So whoever is last in the comment will be the one. So.
It's on a roll tonight, I tell you.
If you're playing JK Adventure Vlog asked, if you're playing your videos on 4 different devices, does that count as watch hours?
If you're what?
If you're playing your videos on 4 different devices, does that count as watch hours?
No.
If you're using your own account to watch your own videos, no.
That advice is so bad. It's based on accounts, and then IP addresses fall into effect.
It's
the length of it, and also how active the accounts. If you have 2 very, very active accounts, sometimes you can get away with it, but it's so point. You'd have, just don't do it. I brought up the example the other week of a live stream I was into where they were actually teaching people to do that.
Yeah.
They had Granny, and they had the uncle, and they had... There was 6 of them sitting around with laptops and mobile devices and everything else, watching their videos, telling people that's the proper way to grow your channel.
You see, YouTube now, and it used to be different. This used to work a long time ago. Now it doesn't because it counts the unique views. And unique views is 1%, one account. So even if you, let's say, like a normal viewer, you watch something on your mobile and then you come home and you continue watching on your TV and then you go to bed and you continue watching the same video because it was long, let's say our live stream, on your tablet, it will be 1 view. You would think it's 3, but it's 1 because it adjusts. And that's why you see your own views adjusting often after a while because it adjusts to actual unique viewers, not like it used to be where every click counted.
Yes, at one time exactly. That's what it was. People used to do the old refresh, trying to get their videos in traction. Those days are long gone.
Yeah, exactly, Coming Life, exactly.
Donnie says, my phone seems to stream better than my prehistoric PC. Well, you're not alone onto that. Many have the same going on as you.
Karma. Now don't forget, stick around. The last one gets a shout out tomorrow, and tomorrow we have Push, so that's going to be a very worthy shout out at the beginning of all of those little, smaller channels crowding up tomorrow. So. Okay, and the next question was first Munch was having a couple questions about the name, like what would be the best way to name your channel, and some people have long names to their channels, like what would be the best approach to have a good name for your channel?
Branding, folks, the same way as anything else. Have you ever seen a car called the Fantastic Giddy Up and Go car? No, it's Ford, it's Chevy, it's all those names like that. Short, rememberable, without lots of punctuation into it. Think of it, Nike, all the brands. Go look up brands sometimes and get a feel from it there of what other people have done. Because you're familiar with all of them. You want it familiar. You want it easy to remember. If we had known we were going to be just a live streaming channel, we would have never called it Pusa in a million years. As proud as I am, we would have left it just for a business name, and this would have been completely different. But we were dealt the cards we drew. But
we also dropped the roof, if you noticed, in the latest rebrand.
Yep. For that simple reason, to try and make it work. And instead of studios now, if you notice, it's moving over towards Pusa Live and stuff like that. Why? Because there's other changes afoot. I'm just bringing up here as a quick example. See, all these names are all short. Pixar, Marvel, Disney, Mattel, Universal, the Sony. Not the best examples. I had to grab one on the fly. But you get the hint. You get where I'm coming from. You know, look at all these ones. You know, Nike, IBM, EasyJet, eBay, Guinness, Google. There's I've noticed that a lot. There's a lot really pushing too far with long names. Remember, if you want people to go and look up what you do, they got to be able to remember what your name is. YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the world for looking up stuff. It's also extremely horrible compared to Google search for looking up proper names and stuff. But it's true. Like, I mean, you look here across. I mean, look at all these brands. They're all short. Netflix, Facebook, Apple, OXO, Amazon. The list goes on and on and on. Tesco, The Body Shop, Birdseye, Lego. You know, it's just one example after another. They're not long. And I know it's hard because so many have been used. It's hard to find a new one. But remember, if your channel's memorable, it will stick. Something catchy. It doesn't have to be just one word. I mean, it can be something, you know, with a couple. I know I bring up this guy all the time, but there's another thing that he did so right was his channel name was Bald and Bankrupt. Easy to remember. Rhymes. Sounds quirky. It draws you in, even the name Bald and Bankrupt. What the hell? You know, there's a lot to be said for that. We are a brand. The moment we're on YouTube, we're a brand. It's as simple as that.
And we had example of Tornado Gaming, who had an asterisk in front of the channel. Like, there's no way nobody would ever be able to find his channel because nobody would spell it that way. It's not searchable, and it's just as easy as taking away that little asterisk at the very front of the channel that makes it more searchable.
Now, PewDiePie, a great example. I think if he was out today, he probably would have went with something different because it is kind of hard to remember how to spell it. You can definitely tell that was back in the days where people were using their screen names for gaming and used it as his channel. It's tricky, and it's tricky sometimes when you go to type it in, but it is catchy, and it's become so ingrained in our head. But I think if he was to do it today, I would be surprised if he'd go with it. I do. I think he'd find something, you know, 2-3 words with space in between them at the most, and just with a good ring to it. But I mean, it's so ingrained. To me, it's almost as big a brand as YouTube is PewDiePie, because you can't think of one without the other at this point. Especially for a Swedish guy living in England who basically built the empire of YouTube, not just his own. Yeah, I could see him going more with Felix. You see, Felix is a great example. There's a bit of a draw into it. You know, we were talking to some people. I don't want to say their names right now. And we all have our ups and downs. And that day we were having a down day. We've put up with a lot of garbage on here and stuff. And we're human. It draws you down. And somebody said to us, you know, that they like watching. It's not just the information, but we've always said be yourself, because that's the only original thing left on YouTube. Like, I never even thought of that part. Like, they like that Xenia's from Latvia. I'm from Montreal. You know, even Canada is a bit exotic because the main majority of our viewership is the U.S. by about 70%. But it adds a little bit that makes us different, and we have always played on that, what makes us different. And that's part of our branding, is in that. It's not just how you show the graphics on the screen or what you say, but who you are. And that brings me back to the days when I graduated. I went back to school and I couldn't work in my job anymore. And I went back to school, graduated, and they were helping me write my resume. And before I did my other jobs, I was a truck driver. And I said, well, you know, nobody's going to care about that. You know, I'm going to be working in offices and blah, 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 blah. And it did help me a lot. And the woman's like, no, my God, that shows that you're used to working in confined spaces. You're used to heavy deadlines. You're very organized. All these things that I'd never thought about. So take what makes you special from everything else and play on that. Use it as your strengths. That's the key on everything in YouTube when it's said and done, is the same as when you're a personal business. Because kind of we are. I mean, we are kind of contracted out. We're kind of contractors for YouTube. Take all your things that you feel is slowing you down. Look to the things that's your strengths. And really look at all aspects of you and bring them to the table. Because you have no other choice. All those things play in your favor if you let them do so. Little Step Noel, great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Jag Fishing as well. It's always great to see you. Hope you're having a great one. The Psycho Ducky is in the house. What is going on? G'day. How are you? It's good to see you. I always love seeing that G'day kiddos. I always light up for that one. So, because not often 46 I get to be a kiddo. So I'm going to enjoy it for all the moments it is. Andrew could pass as an American, Relaxation TV says.
Psycho Ducky, good afternoon. Yeah, sorry, I thought it's morning. Brittany, hello, how are you? Jag Fishing here as well.
Brittany Dow, how are you? Always awesome to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a great one.
Having a conversation here, and you guys are right on time because today, as per popular demand, we're having a challenge at the end of this live stream. Inspired by Mr. Beast. The last one leaving the chat will have a grandiose shout out tomorrow at the beginning of the live stream. And as you know, tomorrow is Push. That means that a lot of channels under 1K is gonna be able to hear and see your name. So that's a pretty valuable shout out right there.
The Psycho Ducky says, I call everyone kiddo. We are all big kids at heart.
So last comment is the only way how I can judge. Let's do it.
LOL, I was talking about my name. It's unique, and now I'm a bit worried.
Well, I don't think it is hard to pronounce.
No.
I think it's good. You can always talk about it. Like, don't talk about it in every video. You can make a separate video about it. You can incorporate that. Yeah, why not? You know, definitely. You want to get people get familiar with it for sure.
It's not completely off the wall or anything like that. People get to know you. They'll remember your name enough, I would say. I think you're pretty safe into it. Do we have other questions on?
No, that completes the questions. And guys, if you just jumped in, we talked about a lot of things today. A whole bunch of things, starting off if you can fall in love with your digital personal assistant, and that's pretty possible in this year especially. We talked about new emojis, a lot of money that YouTube earned in the last year, and how you can make it happen, possibly. Check it out, a ton of information. We will add all of the links for the resources down below in the description. I will try to do it late tonight so you can get it back and investigate it on your own deeper into all of these subjects. And of course, all your questions and answers. Thank you so much for amazing questions tonight. As always, this is our favorite night of the week, Tuesday Tek Talk.
You guys are awesome, and I know there's been a lot going on lately, guys. It's hard to stay in, but we did stay green the whole way through it. There's been a lot of network crashes and stuff like that.
That's an accomplishment lately.
That's an accomplishment. We're excited about it. And if you guys can help us keep that ball rolling and let more people know what we're doing, if you think they enjoy it, we appreciate it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's another. Just noticed there's another Donnie channel at 1 million. LOL. Donnie says.
Oh, there. Well,
there you go.
You better go and hang around there, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Get suggested to each other.
Collabing. get that crossover happening. You guys are absolutely awesome, folks. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for all the support you guys do. You're just amazing people. And this is our favorite night of the week because we really just get to talk with you guys and love your passion. Believe me, it is addictive and it helps us out as well. We all need that from time to time. So
leave a comment down below about anything we talked about today. If you have any extra questions, those can be left down below as well on our Discord. So check that all out, and we are excited for tomorrow.
That's right, folks. That's right. American Explorer, this was a great stream. Lots of great info and had several questions answered. That is awesome to hear. Jag Fishing, if I may ask some advice, I'm going to be providing an entirely different and better content. I have invested in equipment and studying to make better videos. Should I delete older content? I wouldn't right away. I still think that you should leave up some of them because I believe, you know what? Unless you feel that it's crossed some lines or something like that, I don't know. I kind of like when it's up. It gives It gives a history where you come from. Whenever I find a bigger channel that I really like, one of the first things I do is go over to the dreaded videos folder and look for their oldest video and kind of jump through every, 15 rows or something like that to see how they progress in that. I think it's a really interesting concept. Now, there's some stuff we've all done, maybe that we're not proud of or something like that. If it's something you feel crossed the line or doesn't represent you well, remove it. But I would say keep it for the most part. Alrighty, folks, you take care. Thank you so much. And remember the challenge, guys. Last person to comment in the chat, we will give a big shout out tomorrow night. Take care. A ton of love to you all. Thank you for all you do for us. We'll see you soon. Bye now.